Hello and welcome everyone. I am James. There's nothing more to it really than that. And welcome to this video. We're going to go over Team Rocket's Mewtwo, how we're shaping up now at the end of this sort of format, and how we're going to look going into the next format. Obviously, I'm not by myself. I've brought loads of people with loads of knowledge. I'll bring our first guy in now, the one and only Chef Husky. Chef Husky, welcome.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again.
I'm very good, thank you. How are you optimistic, looking forward?
I am absolutely optimistic about Mewtwo going forward. I think we only get stronger with rotation, and I think, all of our bad matchups are leaving, and I'm excited to see it.
Oh, we're on exactly the same boat. I'm very happy to hear that. We also have Patrick Bohane. Welcome.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah, very welcome anytime.
Yeah. I mean, essentially to echo Chef Husky, I'm very excited about the next format. There's a couple things I'm worried about, but I'm sure we'll deal with them. But overall, I think, I agree. Gardevoir, which was it was a fine matchup, and Goldengo leaving for sure. I'm fine with that. Bye-bye.
Yeah, everyone in the whole of Pokemon is happy to see Goldengo.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, do you know what? More so than I am excited for Mewtwo to do well, I'm more excited to see a tournament and the format where Gardevoir doesn't win everything.
Yes, that is going to be a nice breath of fresh air.
Yeah, for sure.
And finally, but not in the slightest least, we have the one and only CoolTrainer Pat joining us.
Hello, yes, I am the other Pat joining. Also very excited about bad things going away, and I'm hopeful that a lot of the Dragon Bolt players will be trying to carry that momentum into the next format, and we're here waiting for them.
Yeah, well said.
Love seeing Dragapults at the other side of the table. I'll take them all day.
Thank you for having me as well.
Thank you for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure. We do have a couple of people that have showed up to watch as well. We've got Andrea Roche. Welcome to yourself. And we have Meme Kerr. This feels like a work meeting, but it's Team Rocket, so it's okay. We're essentially, this is like a Team Rocket admin meeting.
More or less,
the boss sent here.
We're legitimate businessmen.
Yeah.
I'm definitely feeling more like the grunt in this lineup. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, you've done well good.
Yeah, I mean, I like the deck, but with all the people around, I'm like, damn, I feel like the little fish,
Yeah, you got a day 2 placement with it, don't you?
I did, but also bear in mind that was my first ever major that I've ever attended. I'm still very new to the TCG, so
that's even more impressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, you've started off as
yeah. Now there's too much expectation, the pressure's gonna get to me.
Let me just bring up.
This is probably the most Team Rocket players in one room that's ever happened.
Yeah, honestly. I try to convert people at my locals. It doesn't work too well.
I did see one, and this is obviously pre-rotation, but I did see one Haunch Crow at the last locals or last challenge I went to.
Oh, well.
Haunch Crow is fun as hell, too.
I will say, I like the Haunch Crow. I really do. But I think is it a good deck? Yes. I don't think it's a fun deck because it's so linear, right? You're doing the exact same thing every time. With you start Haunch Crow, you discard your supporters, and then you finish off with Porygon and supporters and discard. Whereas and it doesn't matter what you're matched into, right? Whereas the thing I love about Mewtwo is the adaptability to each matchup, and it plays completely differently. Depending on what your matchup is. And I don't know, Mewtwo has kept the game fresh for me for 8 months of playing only this deck. So, I don't plan on going anywhere.
One of my
Yeah,
favourite things about the Mewtwo deck, which is going to be going soon, is that no one knows what the cards do. You kind of have a nice little laugh about it, and it's like a feel-good feeling. That's going to be gone soon.
Are we? Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the amount of times that I've been able to benefit from a Dragapult player putting the 60 damage on my Tarantula while a Spite Ops was up, gonna go away.
Yeah, just free damage removal, because they just obviously now it's like, even at locals though, they were always like, oh yeah, we're gonna I'll put the 60 on Mimikyu, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine, just so you know that will bounce, and so I'll draw for turn. Because of, I'll explain, because of Articuno that bounces, and they'll be like, oh, okay, well, I put it on Spite Ops instead, and I'm like, well, no, I don't. It's a Tuesday. Like we have our casual night, league nights on Tuesday. No challenge, no cup, and I'm like, it's fine, whatever, put it on the Spite Ops, but yeah.
Yeah, and I'm having the reverse issue where I have to remind myself, if I don't need to, don't put the damn Spite Ops down because it's not protected. Like Dragapult matchup, maybe use one Spite Ops for early game KOs, but don't get
the Dragapult matchup. You really only ever need the one Spite Ops out, and it's just there for that extra little bit of oomph if you need it on the Mewtwo. But I guess that comes to the first big difference between how we all play Mewtwo is that I am a Clefairy believer, so I never really need the extra oomph with Mewtwo. Right? I'm one-shotting Dragapult with just the raw. Erasable damage.
I'm in agreement on that actually as well. I'm a Clefairy player.
So for those that don't know, this is Patrick Bohane's list. We've finished.
Is this my one? There's no electric energy on there for some reason, but there is meant to be. Oh no! Oh, this is my list from Birmingham. This is before the change. Yes, I placed, I think, 383rd ish. Somewhere around there.
Absolutely solid result for Team Rockets in the format that we was playing in. That's a banging result.
Yeah, I mean, Goldengo was 25% of the room. I think in all 14 games, I managed to dodge all of them. So I'll count my stars on that.
So yeah, the biggest thing with your list is these two right here.
Yes, yeah, I do. I run the Clefairy and I do run the Fez. I didn't originally. There's a friend of mine named Rob who came to my locals. He attended a cup, and I'd been playing Mewtwo for a little bit at this point, and everybody was convincing me. They were like, if you want to take this seriously, you should, try something else. You should do something more meta. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll take Grimmsnarl. So I took Grimmsnarl to this cup, and I got 1 win and 7 ties. No. Technically undefeated, just want to say. But didn't make top cut. And the guy who won that cup was a gentleman named Rob, who was playing Rockets Mewtwo, the deck I had been convinced not to run. From that moment on, that's what solidified me is, no, you know what, I'm playing Mewtwo, I love the deck, and why, play a deck you enjoy, not a deck you think is just good.
That's exactly right.
Listen to your heart. Isn't that a song?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think this is about 40, 80 songs, to be fair. But yeah, but he it was the one who actually, me and him kind of tinkered with this. It's basically a mixture of my original list and then his new one with some extra tools added in. The Fez was his addition, which I wasn't running at first. But I did notice that there was many times when I was playing that it's in the late game, right? Like, I need one more knockout, and it's like my deck's running super thin because I've Ariana'd 4 times this game, my deck's running super thin, and the odds that I find that card are really high. Fez can save me here, and Fez has pulled me out of the gutter more times than I can count, and I've taken it out and I've put it back in every single time. I just find myself really enjoying it, and I don't dud start it very often at all. I find myself dud starting Clefairy more often. I know the odds are exactly the same, but Clefairy ends up in that active spot too much.
What were you cutting in favor of the Fez?
So what was I don't think there was another Pokemon at the time it would have been, so as you can probably see in this list, I run a little thin on supporters compared to other Team Rockets players. I run 1 Archer, and I only run 3 of each: Proton, Giovanni, and Ariana. So obviously I just find that running the 3 lines allows me to fit more cards in the deck, more tools in the deck, without hurting the consistency of it too much. I mean, I hit Proton turn 1 going first. I would say 9 out of 10 games, maybe even a higher percentage than that. It's very rare that I don't see the Proton. But it's hard to say because so many individual little cards got added and changed, right? The Penny was a relatively new addition because of the dud starts with Fez and Lily. It allows me to, pick it up and get it out of there when I need to. Another newer addition, I should say, was with Black Bolt White Flare. I added in the Brave Bangle, which I don't know if any of you run it. I don't know if I clocked it in any of your lists, but the Brave Bangle I find to be such an important tool for Tarantula. Allowing Tarantula to hit 210 allows it to hit Latias, it allows it to hit Fez, it allows it to hit Clefairy, Pecharunt. It allows it to hit any of the Ogopons except Cornerstone, but we'll talk about how Japan kind of screwed us over with the Cornerstone counter. I'm sure it will come up, but we just got it with Team Rocket's Kangaskhan.
Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with Kangaskhan, but I can't decide if it's going in full time or not.
I've been playing about with it. Funnily enough, on topic, the card that I removed for Kangaskhan for my last week or 2 of practice at my league nights was Fez. I've removed Fez for Kangaskhan at the moment.
Well, that kind of fits in nicely because Andrea's asking, would you still play Fez post rotation?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm still undecided. I think Fez is a phenomenal card. I mean, I don't think I'm kind of kicking in open doors with that one. I think everyone kind of knows the Fez is a phenomenal card. A bit of an Azul GG, prediction there from the Seattle Regionals. But Fez is phenomenal. I find it very useful. I would love to keep it in the deck. My issue is that the deck's running super thin right now. But we do lose some big tools that I've been in love with since the deck came out, being Bravery Charm. We lose. That's going to be a big blow, especially in the Dragapult matchup for protecting the Articuno. And then there is the Earthen Vessels. Now that when I first joined the call, what I said was there are some things I have concerns about. Losing Earthen Vessel is by far my biggest fear for post rotation.
It definitely hurts the most.
That you're running 4 in this list right here. That's like I run 2 normally, and that's like that to be. You're never struggling for energy, huh?
I'm down to 3 now. I'm also I removed a Earthen Vessel, and I removed I'm trying to remember what the other thing was. I thought it was an Ultra Ball, but I'm already down to 3 on that one, so I'm not sure what it... Oh, no. Okay, this is a controversial choice. So I removed an Earthen Vessel, and I removed 1 Spidops to squeeze in Zapdos and an Electric Energy.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, 4-3.
4-3, I very rarely have a full bench of 4 Spidops out. Obviously, you have to account for prizes, but it hasn't ever really hurt me too much. But there's definitely been some times where I'm like, please, I need to raw draw a Spidops, and I know one's in the discard and one's on bench, right? And it's like, there's 1 left. So it can get scary. But yeah, no, 4-3. I would prefer 4-4. In an ideal world, 4-4. But I wanted the Zapdos in the list after seeing James's actually at Birmingham.
And the Zapdos is purely a Goldango decision, or is there another matchup I'm missing in my mind that moving in energy is optimal?
I never considered it for Goldengo, in fact. Well, I did a little bit, but my friend who's a Goldengo player kind of pointed out how he would deal with it. And I was like, okay, I kind of see how it's not a super valuable choice there. For me, the Zapdos is great into the Pidgeot in the Terrazard matchup, as with the Brave Bangle and its second attack, you are able to take a one-hit KO on the Pidgeot without ever putting a two-prizer on the bench. And secondly, in my opinion, more importantly, you can move Neo Upper Energy from Dragapult to a Budu or a Latias on bench.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it kind of really shines, I think, especially against... Now, I know this is crazy, but at my locals, we've been having a bit of a Turbo Pult resurgence of Neo Upper Energy Rare Candy turn 2. And also, a lot of them are running Briar at the moment, which I've always said Briar should be in Dragapult. Nobody agrees with me. But yeah, they've been running Briar with the Rare Candy Neo Upper. So we're seeing Neo Upper, at least at my locals, quite often in the early game now, rather than being saved for a late Pult. And for that reason, Zapdos comes in quite handy, especially when they're neglecting to evolve or attach to other Dragapults in favor of putting a Luminous on a Monkey Dory or something. And then you move the Neo Upper from the Dragapult, and it doesn't matter if it's, it's going to hit the Zapdos back for, at best, 70 damage with a Jet Headbutt the next turn.
Yeah, I think the Zapdos has a lot of viability. Because, I mean, even Wellspring Ogerpon, it takes a one-hit KO on that. If you're struggling against, like Frostlass Monkey Dory decks, you can just move their energies here, there, and everywhere and really complicate matters for them. It's just, I mean, it's not the go-to card in a lot of situations, but there are times when the chips are down and that can pull you back out of it.
Yeah, I think it's also got value as it's just like a general non-ability attacker.
Yeah, again, Frostlass decks, you're not getting any spiders out of the field, or if you are, you're an absolutely crazy madman.
Yeah.
Or
one, sometimes it's okay to have the one out, but yeah.
I don't even risk that most of the time because they snowball so fast, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's very true.
I can't keep up with their maths as well.
Yeah, I got caught out by a Grimmsnarl one time, and I never made the mistake again where I filled my bench with Spidops, and then a TM Devo came out, and and I was like, all right, cool. Never doing that again.
This is how we learn.
Although TM Devo does go away, which makes the Frostlass matchup a little less scary with the Spidops.
A little less, but not much less. It's only going to be 2-3 turns, and the Frostlass is going to have ramped up enough damage on it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Wobbuffet, I think, is... I saw when this is closer to when I started playing towards the end of last year. I saw a lot of people not running the Wobbuffet in their list and not putting respect on it. And I will never I will never understand the Wobbuffet not getting respect. I mentioned before we started this call to Chef Husky that there was one of my opponents at Birmingham Regional. It was a Gardevoir player who calculated due to not realizing I had a Brave Bangle on my Mewtwo and hit it with a Drifloon and left it with 320 damage count. 32 damage counters, 300. Is that right? Yeah, 32 damage counters, 320 damage. And I was able to then Giovanni into the Wobbuffet, attach a Team Rocket's energy, Rocket Mirror, all 320 onto the Gardevoir and insta-kill it. The Wobbuffet is huge for certain matchups.
Do you think it loses value without Brave Return?
Somewhat, but it's also good for just healing Mewtwo. If Mewtwo needs to eat a hit from a Cornerstone, then you can bounce that damage back off and heal the Mewtwo up and let it take another hit.
Yeah, true.
It's definitely not as great without the Bravery Charm, but it's still going to have some use.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's good just to clean off damage counters in the Grimmsnarl matchup. As damage starts to build up on your Spidops, you only need 90 damage to take out a Frostlass.
Yeah, that is true. It's just whenever you use Wobbuffet, you kind of have to accept the fact that it's most likely a one-time use kind of situation, like a break in case of emergency. If you put that Wobbuffet in the active with a Team Rocket's energy on it, you best believe that they're going to return KO it, in most matchups.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
We love him for his dedication to the cause.
Yeah, he's designed to go down, isn't it?
Quite literally a punching bag.
So the lack of Wobbuffet was a big thing that I found shocking in the Champions League Fukuoka deck lists. So I believe Ryota and Ray played the same list. Not a single Wobbuffet.
I mean, I don't hate this list, to be fair.
That's basically my list. Holy crap! Except for they have the bug catching.
Yeah, I don't hate the bug catching set for finding grass energy.
I like it too. Yeah, I think I probably will switch to that after Earth and Vessel.
I've not considered it honestly until this moment right now.
I hate it so much.
It's not as good. It doesn't feel as good, but I think it is going to be the play.
There's nothing worse than playing down bug catching set. You just need one grass energy and you don't find it.
But
Yeah,
rebuttal. Play the grass catching. It doesn't work. -1 in your hand. Ariana, get to see more. And you've shuffled. I guess I don't know if the shuffling matters, but we can't discard cards anymore.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's kind of a way to do it.
I mean, we still have Ultra Ball for discarding. We just don't. The thing is, with this deck wanting the energy in the discard pile for the Spidops, it is so painful to lose discard grass energy for Earth and Vessel, find 2 grass energy, and then Ultra Ball away 2 grass energy to find a Spidops. You get 3 essentially ammo into the discard pile, and you get a free attach for turn on top of any other attach you might have, like a Team Rocket's energy, right? And it's just the synergy is so phenomenal with Earth and Vessel for this deck that it really is a massive blow to lose it.
Yeah.
What if I thought about this today on a car ride? I don't feel any way about it. I'm just going to say it out loud. 1 research.
We're losing research in a couple of
are we?
weeks, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense as to why I haven't seen them in any new list. I thought people were just over it because there was better draw supporters. Well, it'll probably come back eventually.
That's true. It comes back kind of. Yeah, I reckon it'll only be out for a couple of sets. But the Lily's determination, I understand it. I don't know how I feel about it in the list. I don't love running any supporter that you're going to use like pretty consistently, right? Like if you get Lily in hand, most of the time you're going to want to hit the Lily. And it feels bad for that conflict of interest with the Team Rocket supporters with the factory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to go with this list, and Lily's determination is the biggest selling point for Lily's Clefairy I have ever heard.
Yeah.
That really fixes, because obviously once Lily's Clefairy's out, it makes Ariana really terrible.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I do see the value there with Lily on the bench.
Yeah, early game, shuffle, draw 8 with the Lilies on the bench, Clefairy on the bench. That's not as bad. Like, I do see that.
How many turns do
Yeah.
you feel we sit there with 6 prizes? I feel like I don't usually get to turn 3 and not have taken a prize.
Yeah, especially with Spidops. I mean, Spidops is such a sleeper attacker. A lot of people really just don't put enough respect on it. I think, yeah, usually if you go first, turn 2, you're taking a knockout, right? I mean, you've got the Giovannis, you've got Spidops. 9 games out of 10, you're taking a prize by then.
Or like, if I'm correct in assuming we're going to see a lot of Dragapult, they're going to try to Badoo item lock, and you can even take it out with the Torrentula. How do you say that? Is that how you say that properly?
I think it's Tarantula, right? Because he's round like a ball.
That makes sense. Tarantula. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say there's no place for Lilies. I run 2 myself. But this reeks of paranoia where you're like, that Clefairy is going to be on the board no matter what. So let me run 4 Lilies.
4 feels like a lot.
That feels like a lot.
Yeah. Like if I'm completely honest, if I was going to use this exact layout of cards, right, I'm not adding any new cards to this list. I'm removing 2 lilies and adding an extra 2 Pokepad. Or even a Pokepad in another bug catching set.
Yeah, more bug catching set for sure. When I've tried playing with it, I got up to 2 bug catching sets.
I kind of like where they're at with the 4 Ultra Ball. The 2 Pokepad seems fine where it's at. I would switch one Lily to a Ariana and maybe the other Lily to another
Proton.
energy switch.
I see personally, and I know me and James had this conversation at EUIC when we met for the first time in person. I only run 3 Proton. I think it's enough. James thinks it's scary.
I'd run 6 if I was allowed.
Yeah.
Well, technically, we run 7, at least according to this list. You know.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't think you need the 4th, right? With 7 in hand, I'm not a mathematician, but I believe it's roughly a 1 in 6 chance for any of the a little under, but or a little over, sorry, a 1 in 6 chance for any individual card in your starting 7 to be either Proton or a Transceiver.
There's definitely a website for this.
I'm sending you a page from my masterclass where I did the math on it.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, yeah. There's also that, yes. But I can't remember. There was someone in my community, I believe, who had like to do some sort of computer science project, and they created a like insert your deck list and it'll tell you the percentage chance of having it in your opening hand. I don't know if that tool exists somewhere publicly as well, but
Yeah.
I mean, there is a formula. It's once we know the formula, that's the formula. But
So
I don't know.
Just
Yeah.
on a side note,
ahead.
sorry, this was my list. So I played the 4 Proton, the 4 Transceivers, the Secret Box, and an extra Pokegear, and there were still games where I didn't open it, and it felt horrible.
Yeah,
I should definitely have this card.
Yeah.
See, going back to I think maybe that's a personal luck standpoint of like, you know, play it by ear. If you're someone who misses it a lot, maybe you want the extra one. I think again, it seems a little like I don't think the deck needs a Pokegear personally, but I can see if you're worried of whiffing the Proton, yeah.
It doesn't really need the Pokegear, but we're only allowed 4 Transceivers, and they're broken cards, so a Pokegear is just my budget 5th Transceiver.
Budget Transceiver, yeah.
So late game as well, when I got a really thin deck and I just need that Giovanni, I should be able to hit it off that if I've used all my Transceivers. That was my thinking behind that one.
Yeah, like I said, I really like I mean, it looks like they're quite similar to me with this list here, of having 3 of each, basically. They've got 2 archers. I don't hate the 2 archers. I only run the 1 personally. But the thing is, the only deck in the format that you're like desperate to hand disrupt is Articuno, and we have the ultimate Articuno answer, right? We have Sorry?
You said the only deck we're disrupting is Articuno. Do you mean Alakazam?
Oh, sorry, Alakazam. I was getting ahead of myself, clearly. I was just thinking of the ultimate card. Yes, we have Articuno, right? You know, the unenhanced hammerable mist energy. It is...
Finish your thought, I'm sorry.
No, of course. I was just going to say, it is literally the second Articuno hits the bench against Alakazam, unless they do some weird tech where I saw someone running Tinkaton EX with it. I've seen some people run the 151 Alakazam with it. Unless they do something like that, the second the Articuno hits the bench, it is game over for Alakazam.
So my mentality of the Archer, and this is, again, everything I say is post-rotation because I do not think of this deck as current rotation. The Archer is not so much like a tech card or a counter to a specific deck, but rather just the lack of disruption in general. I just love the advantage of being able to do that to them at any time. Or not any time, obviously when we're knocked out. But I think it's a very a special trump card that Rockets has that I would like to execute twice in a game.
Yeah, for that reason I run Palpad, just in case I need more uses out of it.
I am completely in agreement with Chef Husky there. I do the exact same thing. Palpad allows me at least one extra use of every single supporter that I have in my deck, right? Not all in one game, but you know, I get 2 extra of any supporter that I want, essentially.
It's
in a
potentially
game.
5 Giovanni's in a game.
That does go in rotation, though, right? Or is it coming back immediately?
It does. And it does go with rotation. As far as I'm aware, there's no confirmed reprint, which is
the moment you
very
said that,
unfortunate.
I was like, oh yeah, that's way better. But because it's Archer or another Ariana, another Giovanni's, but sadly not the case post row.
Yeah, I definitely see more value in the second Archer post rotation in a world with no Palpad for sure.
Yeah, I think we're all agreed then. 2 Archers probably the way forward, at least.
Yeah, as long as we're like the only ones with really good hand disruption.
Do you think we're going to see a lot of Judge moving forward?
I think we're going to see more Harlequin.
I have to commit that to memory because I know what it looks like. I don't remember what it does off the top of my head.
Harlequin is similar to Judge, but except you flip a coin. If heads, you draw 5 and your opponent draws 3. If tails, you draw 3, your opponent draws 5. Someone ran the maths on it, and essentially statistically, it is slightly favored over Judge. Just due to the fact that you are able to reduce their hand size lower than yours at least 50% of the time.
There is also the, Japan is not America or Europe, but the popularity of the unfair stamp, especially with us taking an early KO with Spite Ops and having no draw support in the form of Pokemon, very scary. Although we do have good math on our side, getting stamped back into an Ariana or a receiver, but that can definitely corner us early on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't speak for everyone here, but the amount of times that, people have been like, oh, you're on 2 price cards, let me Iona you, and I see a Transceiver or an Ariana, and it happens so much more often than you'd think.
Yep.
The deck loves going to low hand size because you're just like, all right, cool, let me just see another 10 cards, right?
Yeah. Half the time, like half the hand is junk anyway, or just things that are not like applicable in this particular situation.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're just holding onto an E switch because you've already got your Mewtwo set up. You don't need to be moving any energy around right now. For sure, you end up with a bunch of things in your hand that you wish you could. Like it's like E switch is one of those cards that sits right. It sits in your hand. That's why I only run 2 of them. I don't know how many other people run, but if you don't need it. You're on 2. If you don't need it, it sits in your hand, right? You're not, because you a lot of cards, it's like, oh, I need to thin for Ariana. Okay, I'm going to Transceiver and intentionally fail, right? To thin your hand. You can't do that with Energy Switch, right? You have to move the energy. Sometimes it's like there's no good option for moving that energy to thin the hand out. And also, Energy Switch could be useful later on. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I only run the 2 because I don't want to end up with 4 E switches in hand and hurt the Ariana draw. But that is another place where I believe the value of Archer does increase, right? Is when you do have all of these junk cards in your hand or, not applicable cards in your hand to be able to then, disperse them back into the deck and hopefully draw a more favorable kind of hand spread.
Yeah, so CoolTrainer Pat, you're not currently running this this deck, but you are looking at it for rotation. What's your biggest, we'll say, fear, like the biggest thing that you worry about with this deck going forward, if there is any?
I do not like the, I don't know, it's not. Is it pinging if it's damage? I don't like when like the Arboliva EX or basically anything that a Manaphy, rest in peace, would have stopped. I found it be very troublesome. Arboliva, I think we have a good matchup into En's Zoroark, but the Darmanitan gives issues when because you want to be Spite Ops heavy. But then it can be like a double KO. I've kind of gotten around that by just trying to get all the Spite Ops down and then retreating into a healthy one to keep the idea of a 2 Pokemon knockout at bay. But if they get that, you're kind of done with, because you're not putting that Mewtwo out against a darkness type Pokemon, obviously. So Arboliva seems to be a nice little flavor of the month that moves really fast early on that I am not a fan of.
Also consider that Darmanitan is losing reversal energy, so if they do swing into you with it, it'll have to be with a Zoroark.
You know, I haven't even considered it with Darmanitan itself attacking. I've been scared of just the Zoroark doing the thing. Now, I guess we could just Giovanni and knock out the Darmanitan, but I feel like my opponent's always smart enough to have Darmanitan insurance in the form of another Darmuka ready to go in like a Nest Ball or not a Nest Ball, a Night Stretcher or something. But yeah, I guess the Darmanitan could take the one-hit KO given the weakness.
That is the most common situation that I see with my locals, with the local Zoroark players. For a long time, I did have a good run of it against Zoroark players, with the fact that for a long time, a lot of them took Darmanitan out of the build. It only really came back because of the rise of Goldengo that happened over the last 4 months or so.
Well, hopefully they don't take us seriously then, and they'll
Well, see, that's my fear about the deck doing well, right? Is people will tech for it, which means Darmanitan might not end up going anywhere.
All right, cut the stream.
And it really, get it. Nobody play this deck. It's awful. Stay away from it. Leave it for us, please. Just let us run this deck and have a good time.
But yeah, there's people are talking about Starmie EX or Mega Starmie rather being popular. I don't know if that's gonna happen. That was a huge fear I had at first, and then like seeing results and seeing more people talk about it. And it is a Frostlass, isn't it a Frostlass deck as well?
Yeah,
the Starmie deck, which obviously we're still afraid of that. Marnie's Grimmsnarl I've found to be a better version of that. People said it was a better version of Marnie's Grimmsnarl, but I think the Grimmsnarl is better.
I think the Starmie is a very fun deck. I see where people are excited about it. I think it's going to be a deck. I think it's like Venusaur, Mega Venusaur. When it was about to come out, everyone was super hyped for it, absolutely in love with it. The deck performs pretty well. People do play it, and it's okay. It never really does well at a high level, which drives down its overall player base, right? Not many people run it. And I think that's going to be the situation. I think that'll be the story we see for Mega Starmie as well. I think it would be a solid deck. I think it would do pretty well, but I don't think we're going to be running into it at every challenge or cup.
And when you say Mega Venusaur, are you saying, obviously there's Terra Ogerpon. Some people run the Meganium, some don't. One issue with that matchup is if they're smart enough to either not put the Meganium down or to leave the Ogerpon at 3 energy, the Mimikyu cannot take a KO unless we have a tool attached. I run the Maximum Belt. I hate using it on just one knockout and then losing it. I might add an additional Brave Bengal.
Yes,
my list is not
Brave
up here,
Bengal is the answer there.
Yeah, because I've got 2 Buddy Poffins in my list that I'm definitely going to cut. And I'm thinking, do I want to turn those into bug catching sets, or maybe 1 bug catching set, 1 Bengal? Yeah.
I think you say you run 2 Pokepad, 2 Buddy Buddies. Do you run, how many Pokepads do you run? 2. Okay, I think 2's good. That's what I run in my list as well. I've got an extra 2 just in case, because they're like gold dust at the moment. I made sure to make sure I had a play set.
I find that like I'm good on the early game Pokemon search. It was kind of for like Proton insurance. I guess I didn't feel like running 4, but it's very unnecessary.
Yeah, the Buddy, I think it might be a thought that all of us have had at some point. When I first started playing the deck, I wanted to run Buddies. Once you kind of get used to, I'm going to go first, I'm not attacking turn 1, because, I'm not charging up Mewtwo in 1 turn at the beginning of the game, because you don't have the charge up E-switch strat. You're not charging up, you're not swinging with a Mimikyu turn 1 unless you get the Team Rockets and they've got a Terra in the active. Same thing goes for Articuno. Maybe you could get a jamming tower off if you go a jamming wing off if you go second. Most of the time, though, with this deck, you really have to accept the fact that you're never going to swing if you go second. So going first is better, and with the really high chance of seeing Proton turn 1, the value of Buddy Buddy definitely hits the floor.
Right. Since we were on the topic of fears, I don't know why I was the person being asked the question about fears, but I got plenty of them. So I got 2 more. So this deck thrives on being in a go second format where we win the coin toss, we want to go first, we lose the coin toss, they want to go second. We're okay with either of those outcomes. So the moment that starts to be phasing out might be a little bit of an issue. And then speaking of phasing out, I'm also concerned this might be just an early, like maybe first half of the format deck, because we don't get, as far as I know, any more rocket support. So it's kind of like what we have is what we have. And as there's fewer Terra Pokemon, you know, Mimikyu loses its juice and power creep. Those HP numbers, we might be seeing more 330s, more 340s. I'm not sure. I'm still very keen on this deck for the foreseeable future, but I don't think this will be around in that second half of the block that we're going into. But who knows?
Mimikyu for me, I put it down in nearly every matchup just because of the free retreats. So,
yeah.
Helpful.
It means you don't.
Giovanni's into our boss's orders. Sometimes we've already got what we want in the active, and we don't want to swap it out for something. So Giovanni, Mimikyu into the active and free retreat out is so useful.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what I was going to say. The Mimikyu should be, at least one should be hitting the board every time. I mean, in a generic game, my ideal start is let's say you start either Mewtwo, Tarantula, or Mimikyu. You're going to be protoning for the others, right? You want my ideal board state turn 1 in an average match, not, you know, specific matchups, is a Mewtwo, 2 Tarantula, 1 Mimikyu every single time. Obviously, that is matchups permitting, right? If I see Dragapult, one of those Spidops or one of those Tarantula gets replaced with the Articuno immediately.
Yeah, that sounds very similar to mine.
And I'm a double Articuno believer. 1, just for luck. You know you're going to prize it. But 2, I like having 2 down for that Dragapult matchup if they're running the Dusk Noir, because okay, we're going 1 for 1. You're taking 1 out. I still have the other, and you just made my prize math a little bit easier, kind of for no reason. Maybe you wasted a rare candy if that's what you do.
Mm-hmm. I think I've never been a double Articuno believer. I think when me and James first shared our lists post Birmingham, we actually had this discussion. James did run, I don't know about his current list, but did run 2 Articuno and 1 Mimikyu. I'm the reverse. I run 2 Mimikyu and 1 Articuno. Post rotation, once Bravery Charm goes away, I think 2 Articuno is going to have to be there. 1 for if you prize it, but 2, exactly what you just mentioned. I'm not sure. I think it was Chef Husky that was saying it about the prize trade. But having 2 Articuno on bench, 100% against a Dragapult, because you're essentially, you know, goading them to attack you with a Dusknoir at that point, right? If you take 1 out, well, I'm still protected. It doesn't matter, because that's where the deck falls apart against Dragapult. Is they will, you know, smack into the Articuno. At the moment, they have to we're forcing them to find the jamming tower, which is huge because they only run 2, and most of our lists run at least 3 factories, or 4 stadiums in general. Because James, I believe you run 2 jamming. Watchtowers, right, and 2 factories.
Yeah, 2 split. I'm on.
Yeah, which I do like the Watchtower in there as well. I don't, obviously with the Terrazard matchup at the moment. But yeah, the Articunos having 2 down does help us once we lose that situation of, you know, bumping their jamming towers so that our Bravery Charm Articuno is pretty much safe unless they gust it. We no longer have that Bravery Charm security, right, going into post rotation. And so we're going to have to consider the fact that we are going to need some security, because there's nothing worse than having an Articuno, they swing into Mewtwo for 200 damage, and then the next turn they smack Dusknoir into Articuno, take the Articuno off the board, Phantom Dive, take out a Mewtwo and a Mimikyu, suddenly they've taken 4 prize cards. Or if you're at my locals, they've also run Briar at that point and they're taking 5 prize cards per game, you know?
I have a question about A-Specs. The two that I see in both pre and post rotation are Maximum Belt and Secret Box. I was wondering post rotation where y'all sit on A-Specs.
I myself am 50-50 between Secret Box and Max Belt. Whenever I play with Secret Box, I think, man, Max Belt would be great here. And whenever I play with Max Belt, I think, man, Secret Box would be great here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we mentioned this a tiny bit pre-stream, right? I think we all sit on the fence a little bit. Man, that Max Belt is tempting, right? Being able to one-shot a Bravery Charmed Absol, even with the Mewtwo. You could put down Mewtwo, charge it up in 1 turn, and take out an Absol, even in that matchup, to take 3 prize cards per game with a Mewtwo. That feels phenomenal, but let's be honest, they're not putting the Absol down against the Mewtwo deck anyway because of the Spidops. But the same goes for Mega Manectric and a bunch of Megas, right? Mega Morwal, things like that. Anything that you could Bravery Charm and take it out of Mewtwo's range. That Max Belt essentially just completely negates the Bravery Charm. Post-rotation, the Bravery Charm goes away. And so I can't help but think that I'm still lean. I would say I'm currently 75-25 in favor of Secret Box.
So I see like if we have, and obviously you might already be running Brave Bangle even with the Max Belt, but if you have a Max Belt deck, you take out the Max Belt, put in Secret Box, you kind of are probably replacing that Max Belt effect with a Brave Bangle. So what would you say is the cut to fit that Brave Bangle? Is it a bug catching set? Is it a draw supporter? Maybe one of the Articunos? I mean, if you're running 2, I guess it really depends. But I guess what I'm saying is I see those as pairs. It's Max Belt plus X or Secret Box plus Bangle.
We're in a weird sort of situation right now where there's not really any proper post-rotation list to go from. I know we've got these Fukuoka ones, but as we all know, Japan and the rest of the world is very different metas and plays. I would run Max Belt and Brave Bangle. I don't think I could drop the Bangle. I think it's too good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, so the other thing about Secret Box is that it is one of the few discarding cards that we're still going to have. And so I think if we have bug catching set, we could potentially grab us 2 energies that can be discarded with Secret Box, which is pretty insane value too. So I still like Secret Box, but there is something still kind of pushing me a little bit towards Max Belt post rotation.
I think what we're going to have to decide is whether we're going to be taking 1-hit KOs or not as a deck, if that makes sense. If we're going to 2-hit everything, we're dropping the Max Belt, we don't need it. If we want to race them, then we're going to need the Max Belt.
Yeah, and there's always Sneasel if we need to take 2 shots.
Yeah, Sneasel has to be in every deck. I don't understand how it isn't, or it wasn't. Look, it's crazy. That card's so good.
I apologize. I think I dropped there for a moment.
No worries.
But yeah, what I was going to say, my question for Pat, based on you saying that, you know, you're leaning towards the Maximum Belt, is what matchups are you finding the value in the Max Belt over the Secret Box, right? Where are you? What is the Max Belt helping you do that the Secret Box and Brave Bangle isn't allowing you to? Obviously, the Max Belt can be used on the Mewtwo, but you know, my question for you is: what specific kind of situations are you finding yourself in that the Max Belt seems like the clear choice?
See, that's the funny thing is because I've been playing a post-rotation list in pre-rotation world. So I feel like the data that I'm drawing from like not having the Max Belt in and then being pissed off that I didn't have the Max Belt in is like not applicable to the real world. But it was really just hitting numbers over 280 that I was missing out on. And
Gardevoir is the biggest, I think, threat for that. I mean, Gardevoir was pre-rotation. Gardevoir was my biggest, the biggest reason that I was an advocate for Max Belt. Right, I never actually committed to the change to Max Belt, but yes, being able to one-shot Gardevoir with Mewtwo definitely changes the flow of that matchup in our favor.
And just the flexibility that Max Belt offers compared to the Brave Bengal is that it can be attached to Mewtwo and not just a Spite Ops. So, but I need to kind of think about like what I'm really going to be seeing, because I feel like kind of where I'm sitting now, I think anything over 280 can be knocked out with the Mimikyu, or I just feel like the Mimikyu and the Spite Ops might be fine. And again, this is actually an issue that we have, that we're calling this a Mewtwo deck, because it's not.
This is my biggest thing that I say all the time. Everyone at my locals knows that they actually don't ask me anymore if I'm playing. They don't say, "Oh, you're running Mewtwo tonight." They ask if I'm running Spite Ops, because I always say that this deck is a Spite Ops deck. First and foremost, Mewtwo cannot function at its highest level without the Spite Ops. And the Spite Ops is such a strong single prize attacker, 180 damage, at its max, 210 with the Brave Bengal. Most of the time, like even against Kangaskhan, except Kangawoo, when they do all of their funky options with adding in the handheld fan and stuff, it can become a bit of a pain. But even against Kangaskhan in the Absol box, let them kill two of your Spite Ops. That's fine, because your second one's going to knock out, your second hit into that Kangaskhan's going to knock it out, and you're taking 3 prizes, and they're going to return KO a Spite Ops for an ultimate trade-off of 3-2.
Right.
We don't mind that trade-off.
And keeping the topic of the Max Belt, looking at this metagame share, you look at it, the Dragapult, that's a one-hit KO with the Clefairy. You have Lucario, that is a one-hit KO with the Mewtwo. I don't remember.
One discard.
20. One discard. Okay. The Alakazam doesn't exist because of Articuno. The Grimmsnarl is a Spite Ops, although the Frostlass is an issue. The Enzorark is also a Spite Ops, Darmanitan being the issue. Venusaur, I guess you have the Mimikyu with the Brave Bengal would take it out. Garchomp, Spite Ops. Raging Bolt, Mimikyu, Clefairy, and who cares going on? Okie dokie, whatever. What is that pink blob? Is that a Diancie?
That's Mega Diancie, which Mega Diancie was one of the biggest hurdles for me with the Gardevoir decks recently. Adding in the Mega Diancie did make it tricky, but only if they knew how to pilot that correctly. They needed to drop their board state if they wanted it to work in their favor with the Mega Diancie, because ultimately, let's be honest, we run 5 prime catchers. Just don't hit the Mega Diancie, right? But at first I was trying to go through the Mega Diancie and quickly learned that's not the route with Spite Ops and the Mewtwo deck. But yeah, I think...
This is what I find really interesting, because you'd avoid that Diancie. I'd push straight through it, I'd punch it with Spite Ops and then Sneasel it on the bench and take 3 prizes.
See, I completely agree with that if I ran the Sneasel. I don't run Sneasel in my list. Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely would. I see some value in the Sneasel. It's just another resource that's taking up the Team Rocket's energy. And I also just find that the deck runs so thin that the situations where I would use the Sneasel aren't frequent enough to warrant its place in the deck from my anecdotal evidence of, my matchups.
That's also where I'm at with it.
Post rotation though, when it's going to be mega everywhere, you're going to be using that Sneasel more and more and more.
Yeah, it's true. I'm curious how it works with. Oh, I guess no, it does matter actually. The Kanga Wall deck, the Bouffalant. Obviously, I think they lose the other booth, but they keep the Curly Wall, right? Yeah. How does it work with the Sneasel attacking the bench? Because Does the Bouffant still reduce the damage? I think it does, right? Because it's just all
it
damage to colorless. Yeah,
It does, but we
Yeah,
are
it does.
running 2 watchtowers, so they don't mean nothing.
that's true. You run the. I do like the watchtowers. I'm somewhat convinced. The issue for me is with Terrazard going. Raging Bolt is hanging around a little bit, but I don't know how much we're going to see the Hoot Hoot. For me, I need to see how much we're going to see the Hoot Hoot Noctowl engine, because Pidgeot's leaving, Terrazard's leaving, and there's not a whole lot of decks outside of EV Box, which, let's be honest, we don't care about the Hoot Hoot Noctowl in the EV Box because that match is one of the freest matches I've ever had. You just Carnelian with Mimikyu,
So, do you know one thing I found really comforting about the watchtowers is I was never getting last turn Blood Moon Ursaluna for game.
True.
Funny you mentioned that. I played against a Dragapult recently, and we both thought I had game. I dropped down to 1 prize. We both forgot about Blood Moon, and I left the Lily's Clefairy on bench. But I was like, okay, you know what? Let's not risk the Gust Phantom Dive. I'm going to stick a Bravery Charm on it. Completely forgot about the Blood Moon. He goes through his deck. He lilies. He's going through his deck. He pulls an Ultra Ball, and he's like, I'll Ultra Ball just to thin, I guess, and see what's left in there. And he was sat there. He was convinced I'd won the game. I was convinced I'd won the game. It was all just ceremonial until the Blood Moon hit the bench. And I was like, no. Gust up the Clefairy. I never have considered until that moment the fact that Blood Moon is exact math to kill the Lily's Clefairy with a Bravery Charm.
Yeah, Blood Moon. Even if we've got a little bit of damage on our Mewtwo, like that Blood Moon's going to eat it up. All of our basics and everything else we've got, that Blood Moon's getting.
Yeah, I do respect the Watchtower for that reason. I think it would be good. At the end of the day, the Bravery Charm is a scary thing to lose in the Dragapult matchup, and I think the more tools we have to cover our bases with the Dragapult going forward, ergo they having the second Articuno, having some watchtowers. I quite like those changes as a little bit of a safety cushion. I mean, the matchup's still pretty comfortable, but you've always got to watch out for that Duskmar, right? So.
Another huge selling point for Team Rocket's watchtower is the Meowth.
Yeah, I was about to
Yes. Do you know what? I hadn't considered it because obviously it's not out yet, so it's not on my radar in the back of my mind.
Yeah, I think Team Rocket's watchtower is going to be the new path to the peak, essentially, where we use it just to shut down a lot of the opponent instead of us.
Yeah. I had a funny experience with Path to the Peak recently. One of my friends, my favorite deck of all time, of course, Rocket's Mewtwo, the GOAT. His favorite deck of all time is Mew VMAX, and I started playing after Mew VMAX's kind of reign of terror. I started playing a little bit after Prismatic came out, and so we decided to run it, me and him, and he didn't even consider the fact that it happened for a split second. Path to the Peak hits the bench. Unfortunately, I had a full bench, but I couldn't help but think how amazing it would be for him to accidentally do that with Mewtwo in the active and no supported Pokemon. I had a similar thing happen with I can't remember. It wasn't Klefki. It was Klefki or Iron Thorns, whichever one turns off Mewtwo's ability when it's in the active. And they cleared off my bench knowing that it would stop Mewtwo attacking, and then put up the one that would stop me. And I was like, wait. It's always a good feeling. I wish we had something that could turn off Mewtwo's ability sometimes. Obviously, I understand that there's a reason that we don't, but it would be nice to have like a tool or something.
Yeah, I'd be whatever that was. I'd probably run 3 of them at least.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, actually, I have a question for you guys. Speaking of tools, how are people feeling? Yeah. For you guys specifically, it's why it reminded me of you. But no, the Team Rocket's Hypnotizer.
No.
Yeah,
No?
No. It works on,
part of me. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it works on them hitting you, so they have to go through 2 coin flips before it even matters.
That's a good. Wait, do they? I thought they do it at the beginning of their turn. They do the checkup.
So
It
you
Not the
check up
end.
into your turn and then check
Yeah.
up into their turn.
Interesting. I thought it only happened going into their turn, not the. I didn't realize that they would flip twice every turn. I haven't played around with sleep too much, like sleep mechanics, in my time with the TCG so far.
Yeah, if it worked on the past of their turn, then absolutely it would be a thought. But I think as is, definitely no.
It's just every checkup, is it? You see if you wake up. Okay. I thought it was only at the beginning of your turn, essentially. You would check if they wake up. Then I would see some value, right? I mean, just as something to stick on all of your Mewtwo, right? I mean, Mewtwo doesn't have a tool right now, other than if you run the max belt. So, secondary thought. But yeah, if it is they get it twice before they attack again, then yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, if it was when we attack them, it puts them to sleep. That'd be a 4-off for sure. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Good. But I'd rather run the helmet than hypnotizer. I'd rather get the 2.
Yeah, I think that was I think that's more of my misunderstanding of how sleep works than anything. I think the only thing I've ever used that used sleep or encountered that used sleep before was the old Milo Tiki X wall.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
what do you guys think about Nighttime Mine? I've been
Nighttime
playing with the idea
Mine.
of that one.
I might need to whip that one up.
Stadium.
Yep. The attacks used by Terra Pokemon cost 1 colorless more.
Do we need it?
That wouldn't really stop Ogerpon.
Not Ogerpon, but I mean
Dragapult.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
I always forget about. I always forget about Dragapult being a Terra, but there is the new Terra box, right? With the new Koraidon and everything that we might see. It might be a play by ear stadium for me. If we start seeing a lot of Terras hanging about, then potentially.
Yeah, because I used that in my Arbok list, and it actually worked really well. Having Mimikyu be able to torrential pump while they can't.
That's true, because I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, the Zapdos has been a godsend for the Wellspring. Wellspring is always a sleeper because not every list runs it, right? It's not all the time that you see the Wellspring come out. When it does, it absolutely devastates the Rockets deck.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong matchup against us.
Yeah. Especially with the turn, the 1-turn charge up of Sparkling Crystal Crispin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be rough. And the fact that it's one of the few Terras that can't one-shot itself, so Mimikyu doesn't just deal with it.
Yeah, for sure. The thing I do like about it is it shuffles the energy back. It doesn't necessarily discard it. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I do like being able to reuse the Team Rocket's energy.
We need something that shuffles special energy back into the deck from the discard. That's what we need.
I think it would be so strong though, right? That's the kind of thing I think that would need to be like an ace spec or a supporter or something, something that uses up a pretty powerful part of your turn. Rather, it couldn't just be an item, I'm saying. Like being able to do that 4 times.
Team Rocket Super Rod. Go get a rocket.
Yeah. I tell you, what I think is one of the biggest disservices that has ever hit the Rockets deck was Moltres. So much potential, and one bit of wording ruined that card. Is that you discard the enemy's active for discarding your Team Rocket's energy. Roaring Moon, obviously Roaring Moon does a ton of damage to itself when it discards, when it insta-kills, right? Mm-hmm. But discarding one of our 4 Team Rocket's energy is a big deal. Honestly, if we were able to do that and get instant KO, suddenly that card's good. Not just good, it's the best Rockets card, right? The fact that we don't have access to that, and it was basically one of our only options against Ogerpon, Cornerstone.
My issue with the Moltres is that it's an EX. I would have much preferred a single prize Moltres that could, you know, kind of like the vanilla, not vanilla, sorry, the Yu-Gi-Oh phrasing, but the single prize Moltres that people splash in for like 1 energy.
Yeah,
That would
I
be nice
wish
if they had
that.
some sort of a version of Zapdos, but for Moltres for a nice little cheap attack.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have liked him. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the Team Rocket at the start, it would
Mhm.
instantly be included. We'd have been smashing regionals with Goldengos.
Yep.
Dealing
Yeah.
with the Ogre Pun in 1
Yeah,
hit.
and Overpans, everything. That'd have been crazy good.
Even if it was discard Team Rocket's energy to do a solid amount of damage, 200 damage, right? Even then, there's a value in having a one of Moltres in the deck. The fact that you just discard the enemy's Pokemon, the opponent's active, it just feels bad, right? You're losing a quarter of your Team Rocket's kind of functionality.
To not even take a
To-
prize.
Yeah, exactly. And it ends your turn. It's not like a discard and then you get to attack. No, you know what I mean? That's your turn gone, and you didn't take a prize. You start going behind in the prize race, and it's just
Yeah, if that was an ability instead, like discard a Rocket's energy and discard your opponent's Pokemon, that'd be awesome. Like that's that cornerstone answer there.
I think that's a more balanced version than just the insta kill. Like, you can discard their active for discarding a Team Rocket's energy, and then you could then attack whatever they promote, right? And it would be a great way of getting rid of the cornerstone to then be able to attack something on bench without needing the Giovanni that turn.
Yeah, I think that'd be too broken though.
Yeah.
I think it's less broken than just discard the Team Rocket's energy. I guess it discards it, right? That is. Let it be like Angelite. Shuffle it back into the deck.
Yeah, I'd have took that as well, to be fair.
Yeah, something where you're not like completely hard. Nah, yeah, it's just too strong, isn't it? I think that card just needed to be different. It just needed to do solid fire damage. Get rid of the fancy tricks.
Yeah, so looking back at this metagame for Japan, again, obviously we know Japan doesn't translate straight into rest of world format. 90% of this list we're looking really good into. Strangely enough, I think our hardest matchup here is Cynthia's Garchomp.
I think it's Venusaur.
Really? Yeah,
Venusaur,
I'm leaning to Venusaur. I think I've never really had too much trouble with Cynthia's Garchomp. The only time that I've had issue with that deck was when they focused on charging up the Roserade instead. That was annoying to deal with. But yeah, the Garchomp just, Brave Vangle, 1-hit KO, even with the power weight. With a Spide Ops.
I think Garchomp's going to... We have to... Our prize trade into Garchomp is going to be 1-2-2-1, realistically. We're going to KO like a Gibble or whatever they have in the active. Then it's going to be a 400 HP Garchomp, 400 HP Garchomp, and then Giovanni, a Roserade or something for game.
Yeah. How do we... Sorry, go ahead.
We have to hit tools like Brave Bangles and a full bench on Spide Ups to get the 1-hit KO. And then they could always offset it. If we miss that KO, they'll come in with Spiritomb? Cynthia Spiritomb, yeah?
Yeah.
I reckon that matchup's going to get...
I don't know if there's any point in even attacking unless you take the knockout.
I think
there's validity to that for sure, but it feels horrible not attacking. Like I want to kill stuff.
Yeah,
that's true. I think there's a couple of options, right? One I hate. Neither of them I hate, but one option is to double our Brave Bangle, right? Have 2 Brave Bangles in the deck, because ultimately we're going to be getting return KO'd in that matchup.
Yeah.
The second is Tool Scrapper.
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely Tool Scrapper has value.
I want to say real quick, I think whether you run a maximum belt or not, I think the deck probably needs 2 tools that increase damage output.
Yeah, I'm on
board. Goals 1-on-1, however you want to slice it.
I think the thing is, I'm so scared of the deck running really thin. But I do like. I would say 1 Tool Scrapper, 1 Brave Bangle, or 2 Brave Bangle.
Can we not? Could we fit all 3 in?
Potentially.
Not comfortably.
Is the Tool Scrapper? What other matchup would the Tool Scrapper be? Because I don't like the idea of Tool Scrapper just for a 5%. If like we're taking this at face value, but if it's just 5%,
air balloons is going to be handy to get rid of.
Lucario is also playing max belt.
Yeah, Lucario's max belt.
But the max belt Lucario does that. Oh no, it's not a Terra. We have to attack with the Mewtwo. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Zoroarks are playing Power Glass, I believe.
I think that's correct, yeah.
When they discard for Dalmanatan's attack, it attaches back. That could be quite helpful.
Personally, I'm not too worried about the max belt on the Lucario, because most of the time they're only attaching it when they're taking a knockout on Mewtwo anyway. So the Tool Scrapper feels almost redundant because you can just return KO the Lucario.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so what we should probably get into now before there's a lot of deck discussion. Before we do this was a while back and I missed it. Andrea, if she's still there, said we don't see unfair stamp as much of a big problem. I don't.
No, Ariana too strong.
Yeah, I think it's a problem for every deck, but we have way more outs to refresh the hand than most archetypes.
I would rather.
It's not.
Sorry. I'd rather the unfair stamp than the quad Iono.
100%.
Yeah. And also, it's like is it a problem? Yes, unfair stamp's tough to deal with. Like you said, everyone's going to deal with it. It's a problem for every deck, but there's nothing we can do to stop them doing it other than not take KOs. I think to echo, I think it was either Chef Husky or CoolTrainer. Sorry, but yeah, essentially we have so many outs. That's the big benefit to this deck is we don't mind going down to a small hand size, because if not immediately, the turn after we're probably seeing a way to an Ariana.
I do have to say, unrelated, I do have to hop off very soon, so I might not make it to the end.
That's fine. If it's getting too late for anyone, we can wrap it up soon. If that. It's easier for everyone. Don't want to keep people long needed.
I have a prior obligation. It's only middle of the evening or afternoon evening for me, but
yeah,
I have to be somewhere soon.
I mean, I'm for sure happy to have a little play about and see if we can find some kind of deck list that we can maybe go away with and have a little test with and see what we would tweak.
Sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, so we have a question. Max Bout is the most played ace in the deck, but Hero's Cape is a fraud or has potential.
Hero's Cape suffers from the same issue as Max Belt for me, and that is that if people run Tool Scrapper, it's just a wasted ace spec.
My thought on it is because when I first started the deck, I was doing Hero's Cape over Max Belt. And I just find that they're basically two sides of the same coin. Just one's offensive, one's defensive. And if that's the comparison, I just lean offensive because I'd rather take that one hit KO than potentially maybe avoid a one hit KO on me that is contingent on a jamming tower or a Tool Scrapper.
Yeah.
Hero's Cape and Wobbuffet can be really awesome.
This is true.
But
that's true.
Jamming tower comes down and it's all gone.
Yeah.
The other thing as well that you've got to remember is that there's not many things out there that are one-shotting Mewtwo. And when they don't, most of them would one-shot Mewtwo in 2 hits, whether it's at 280 or 380 HP. And so the Hero's Cape does become somewhat redundant in that scenario. Because, if you're getting 2-shot with it or without it, there's no point in having it on the list.
Yeah, unless you heal it up with Wobbuffet, then it might work for you.
That's only if they go over the initial 280, though, right? If they go under it, then you can just heal with the Wobbuffet, even if you don't have the Hero's Cape.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't look at it that way.
All right, gentlemen, I have to bounce off. It's been a pleasure. And I'll
absolutely.
look forward to watching the rest of this. I want to see what you guys cook up. Ooh, look at that top left Jesse and James card. What is that called? Harassment? That's not a great name of a card. All right, anyway.
Team Rocket's harassment.
I'm off to harass somebody. See you later.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Have a good one.
See you later. Thanks for coming on.
Goodbye. This isn't real, right? This Team Rocket's harassment. Is this real?
I'm sure it was at some point.
Yeah, I don't think we ever got it in English, but
I mean, it's just worse Archer, but I guess you don't need to have a knockout.
I wouldn't mind this card being released now. Shuffle draw 5.
Yeah, shuffle. I mean, it's just Iono with a set parameter, right? Rather than off of prize cards. Oh wait, no, sorry, it's shuffle, so it's judge, but for 5 instead of 4.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd rather have 5 than 4, so I'd rather that.
Yeah, that's valid. But then you got to remember that your opponent would also rather 5 than 4.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy. That's fine.
Right, Team Rocket's harassment.
Team Rocket's deck. I think we all agreed on a 4/4 spider line.
Yeah, especially with removing what's it called? We lose so many things that I think it opens up a bit more. Like I was on the 4/3, but that was only because of health in the deck was running, and I didn't want to lose things.
Chef, I assume you're
4/4
on
is
board
fine.
with the 4/4, yeah. I assume everyone's sticking with the 2 Mewtwo's.
Yeah.
I considered going down to 1 for a Kangaskhan, but I think 2 is a good baseline to be at.
Yeah, I also tried that, and I missed the other Mewtwo too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 1 gets prized, and you're on 1.
Yeah, cutting down to 1. But it works, like it's great, but it's not always going to work.
Yeah. Oh, there is one matchup, well, 2 matchups that I wanted to quickly touch on as well that I forgot about. One is, I don't know if this is just a UK thing or if it's kind of everywhere. It seems to be a bit broader than just the UK. But Slowking seems to be making a bit of a comeback. And that Kyurem that's an issue for this deck if you don't get your Spidops out quick enough.
Yeah, or that is, you just have to get Spidops out really quick because that take 2.
Or run Shaman.
Nah,
I don't want to run. The only time Shaman's going in this deck is if I cannot escape Slowking at my locals, or if Slowking just actually takes off to like Dragapult levels.
Yeah, but Kyurem is like their only play though, because like they have the Spectrier, which we can block with Articuno. They have Annihilate, which we can block with Articuno. They have what's the other one? Haxorus, which we can block with Articuno.
Yeah, Conkeldurr we can't, but it's not one-shotting Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, actually, with Brave Bangle, it does.
Oh, yeah, we lose Bravery Charm, dude. Wait.
10 short, isn't it? Isn't it 240 that it hits for? Is it
250? 250 on Conkeldurr.
They're not playing Bangle, surely.
They do.
Bangle.
Crazy.
The other thing is the Honchkrow matchup for Mewtwo. I was nervous about that. I ran like 10 games of it the other day, back to back of Mewtwo versus the Team Rocket's Honchkrow. I don't know if it was just, new player on a new deck, or if it was just because the deck is that good. I won 9 out of 10 of those games, and the 10th that I lost was only because I bricked.
Yeah, I've never lost to it either.
No,
yeah,
too good.
I mean, the Zapdos hits the Honchkrow for weakness. It's so good.
Yeah.
Zapdos, if Honchkrow sticks around and is actually a constant, then I want Zapdos to stay. If Honchkrow sticks around and is a constant, I kind of want Zapdos to stay in the deck.
That Honchkrow's got to go to a fun deck like a Bomber Snow or something like that. Not going to be.
I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I understand that I understand Japan versus the rest of the world, different meta, but Honchkrow is sitting at number 2 for quite a while. It's I think we'll see it quite a lot for at least a while.
It's fun. Yeah, I think it's a good enough deck that a lot of people will be running it.
Yeah.
But I think we do.
It
win
feels
that
like it
one.
was the missing piece that Porygon needed. You know, I think Porygon was struggling, and Honchkrow really just woke that deck up.
For sure.
Our next Pokemon on the list is going to be Mimikyu. Are we one
I'm
or
a
two?
huge advocate for 2 Mimikyu. One prized, or even just they kill one. The deck historically has run very little recovery. 2 night stretches in my list, that's it. And not having the Mimikyu hurts.
Yeah, see, my list runs 3 stretcher and an air balloon. So like I haven't needed the Mimikyu as much. So I'm more of a believer in 2 Articuno, 1 Mimikyu.
How about because I actually am being swayed by you guys towards 2 Articuno. There was that one Japanese list of 2/2 Mimikyu Articuno. What if we put in 2/2 now? And if the deck's too thin, we could look at cutting one.
That's fine.
Yep, I'm on board with that. Might as well chuck them Articunos in now. Kangaskhan.
I love it. I love the Kangaskhan. We only need it if Cornerstone is a problem post rotation.
Yeah.
So if we're all packing our bags and going on to the next regional, are we taking Kangaskhan?
Yes.
I'm packing it as a thing that I could bring if I'm sensing a lot of Grimmsnarl or a lot of Cornerstone.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave it for now.
I think we can leave it out for now.
Yeah, I think if we find that we've got a little bit of room, maybe we stick him in there. But I do love the Kangaskhan. It's just because the thing is, if Mewtwo does become the threat that people are predicting it's going to, you know, people are thinking it's going to be A tier in the S to D ranking. If it does become that kind of a threat, I think a lot of people will run Cornerstone to counter us because we don't have a lot of answers except for Kangaskhan. If that happens, we need the Kanga in the deck, right?
Yep.
But it's too hard to predict right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those like as corner pawn like ebbs and flows. We add it back.
Yeah. I think it would be good to have an idea of which card we would alternate it with.
Not gonna lie though, Comet Punch with a max belt sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely hitting at least 50 regardless.
That is true. You guarantee the Budu knockout with a Team Rocket energy.
Oh no, it's only EXs, so you wouldn't even get the Budu, would you?
Oh no.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
You're right. Okay, never mind.
Do you know what? The fact I forgot the Max Belt only does the extra damage to EXs. That loses points for Max Belt for me and pushes me even more towards Secret Box.
I can see that.
Yeah. Moltres, we're not going to be touching this, are we?
Nope.
I wish. I wish that card was even slightly good.
If it was a direct 1-to-1 like the Zapdos, I would take it, but no.
Yeah, same, but it's just not good. Houndoom, not good.
No, I like Cruel. I think Cruel Cole's funny, but stage 1 fire energy added to the deck is just not worth it.
No.
Yeah. Zapdos.
I think yes, because I think at least at the beginning we are going to see Honchkrow. Also, we don't know that Dragapult's definitely taking out Neo Upper yet.
Yeah.
I like the Zapdos in the list personally.
But does Zapdos do enough in the Honchkrow matchup?
Yes, surprisingly, Wicked Thunder has saved me multiple times in that Honchkrow matchup. It might not be necessary, but it is the fact you hit for weakness.
Is this a post rotation that you're Wicked Thunder in though? Because without Earthen Vessel, we're not going to be able to pull that off.
That's true. Yeah, maybe we leave Zapdos like the Kanga and maybe consider it once we've got the rest of it. Like once we've got the definites in the deck, you know, like the Wobbuffet, and things like that.
Yeah, Wobbuffet I still like.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
only a
assuming-
one of, and he's too good.
I was going to say everyone's on board with just a one of Wobbuffet.
Yep.
We're not going to touch the Ampharos line, I assume, and no Hypnos.
What? You're not doing 444 Ampharos?
Not in this one.
What? You throw it.
I will say
It'd be crazy good against Dragapult. That Ampharos on the bench would.
My earliest build of Mewtwo ran Orbeetle.
Oh, really?
That
That's funny.
was fun as hell. Yeah, because like you can just move that damage across your whole board and picnic basket 180 damage off.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Oh my god.
It's so funny.
Oh my god, that's really funny. Actually, does Picnic Basket rotates though, doesn't it?
It does, but Fennel doesn't.
That's true. Okay, we might be cooking too close to the sun with that. I'm not sure.
No, I loved it while I had it, but it did take up too much space.
Chingling, I've seen a few people play these in random decks. We're not touching it.
Really?
It's basically our what's the effect of its attack? Is it the draw? Is it kind of like grasping draw, or
It's discard a random card from your opponent's hand.
Probably the worst baby in format.
I think it's fine if you're expecting to go second every game, but we are not.
Yeah, I'd rather have Mimikyu in the active than a Chingling.
Yep.
I agree. Yeah.
Tyranitar's, they ain't gonna fit in. Arbok.
Yeah, all of these are too beefy.
Yeah.
They take up too much space.
A list from the Philippines that had a 2/2 Arbok in, and I would love for Arbok to work as a deck by itself, but
Yeah, I should.
did.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I did do one with Crobat that was fun, but no, I don't think it works in here.
Yeah, Arbok Crobat with neutralization zone goes crazy.
yeah. Nidoking, I tried my hardest to put one of these in to help with the God of War matchup.
Oh yeah. 444.
I ran a 101.
444 such an insane line.
It was horrible. Go back, Crobats.
I would love for this to work with Mewtwo because like it comes like that in the League Battle deck, but it's too much.
Yeah, I think as soon as Monkey Dory's gone, absolutely give it a go.
I think there's some potential for Sneasel, but I'm not sold on it. Like I said before, I think the value to deck space is too low for me personally, but I do see the value, especially with some of these big basics, with the megas and stuff. I do think Sneasel could see some value. It's just that dark energy, man. The only dark energy I run in the deck is a Team Rocket, and it doesn't feel great.
That's also my issue with it.
So he's not enjoying the Sneasel.
It's one again that I could see. I think it's, for me, it sits with the Zapdos and the Kanga of it's situational. We need to see a bit more what the meta's like before I could commit to putting that in the list.
Yeah.
Oh, it pains me, but I'll go with the majority.
I'm sorry.
It hurts inside.
I'm willing to test it at some point, and give it a feel out. But it feels a little thin.
If you're struggling against Cloaking, just Kyurem them back.
There you go.
Especially if you see them Academy at night the turn before, prepping for their next turn.
Yeah, I mean, I've had times when I've wanted a Persian, when Cornerstone is more of an issue, but it's too easy to play around it.
Yeah. I tried this 4 Cornerstone and it weren't good enough. It was fun.
I do like. I will say I'm a big believer in Clefairy. especially because now I don't know how much we're going to see. It's again Japan versus Europe, right? We don't well the rest of the world. We don't know how much we're going to see it. But at my locals, there is currently at least 2 people playing Mega Dragonite. Clefairy, and also worst thing about it, they run Mega Dragonite with a Hero's Cape. It's 480 HP.
Yikes.
Or 470 HP. Lily's Clefairy allows you to just spank that thing with a Mewtwo.
If only there was a really small Sneasel-looking Pokemon to deal with that on the bench.
But I'm just saying that obviously we're definitely seeing Dragapult, and it also has, you know what I mean, there's that extra bit of benefit of the Dragonite when you do see it.
Yeah, I'm
on the fence
probably
about
the
it.
hardest choice for a
Yeah.
Rocket player is whether they're playing the Lily's Clefairy or not. Sometimes I want it and sometimes I don't.
Yeah, I would want it if Mega Dragonite starts to pop off. As far as Dragapult, though, I think we're okay without it. I would be too afraid to start it, is the only issue that I've got.
That's
But,
true. And Penny is going, so I do, you know, definitely give you some credence on that.
Let's let
The issue for me. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, let's let the chat decide for us, since we're kind of at a stalemate here. Chat, are we pro or against?
Chat don't know either.
Here's the thing with the Clefairy for me is that a lot of people who use Clefairy in Mewtwo against Dragapult assume that it's what you're gunning for, right? You're starting the game, you're getting your attacks going, you put down the Clefairy, you Bravery Charm it. Obviously, that's not possible anymore. That's even with Bravery Charm in the deck. That's not how I play the Clefairy. It is always you put it down to take 3 prizes with 1 Mimikyu, you know, to take the game. Or to push yourself from 4 to 1 prize card if you're in my locals, because remember, Briar is everywhere. And I do not like going to 2 prizes, or I don't like being at 3 against Dragapult ever.
I mean,
Yeah.
it does have some use into Lucario, with that being weak to Psychic as well. We can attach an energy switch and that's ready to go.
I think my biggest thing for Lily over Fez, because obviously they both suck to raw start, but if you do raw start Lily, it can swing fairly cheap and it's not a bad attacker. Sure, it's 2 prizes, but like, you know, in that one instance where it does happen, it's not, you know, it's not unsalvageable. You could, you know, let's say you're in the Lucario matchup in the early game. If you start Lily's Clefairy, you're going first. You attach Psychic Energy, you pass. They're going to swing into you for 70. That's fine. You can just return KO with the Lily's Clefairy on their Soul Rock. And sure, you're giving up 2 prizes, but that's on those off games where you are forced to start it. And let's be honest, the rest of Lucario matchup is just a gimme for the deck.
Yeah, we're definitely getting the Badookill with it as well.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. My main issue with it is how it kind of messes up all of our supporters, not just Ariana. Like, because like obviously Ariana messes up our draw, but Proton can't find it. If it gets trapped in the active, Giovanni can't move it out. If it gets knocked out, Archer can't do anything with it. You know, it
is only 1 retreat cost, so you can retreat and then Giovanni, so retreat into Mimikyu or something, or into Spidops and then Giovanni to get what you want to attack in.
But that's right
into the active. Oh, I'm just saying, if you've already, like, I think if you are forced to start Lily's Clefairy, attach to it that turn, get an energy on it so that you can retreat next turn.
Yeah, I guess it is an energy and discard, not as terrible as other decks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think the deck can handle the downside quite a lot. If we run the Lily's Clefairy, I'm 100% a believer in putting in at least 2 determination, so that we have an option.
Okay, it sounds like we're coming around to 1 Clefairy, 2 determination.
Screw it, let's do it.
We're doing it.
I'm down for it to be. What we'll do is we'll keep our group chat going, and we'll let people know how we're finding it. And I'm down for it to be removed if it doesn't work out. You know.
Fair.
Any more Pokemon that we can think that we're gonna run. I can say it. I can say it now. I don't think you're gonna convince us on the Fez.
I want the Fez so bad. No, here's the thing. I've wanted to remove Fez so many times. That's the thing. I'm not against Fez not being in the deck. It's just every time I remove it, I miss it. You know.
Yeah.
No,
But,
yeah, I mean, the Lilies Clefairy was a huge concession for me. I don't think you're going to sell me on Fez.
Yeah, no. I'm willing to concede on Fez. Yeah, I'm willing to concede on Fez for sure.
Yeah,
I might add it back in if I need it.
So supporters is going to be next if there's no more Pokemon.
Yep, I think we're good to start with 3 Ariana, 3 Giovanni. I think that's not going to change.
Yep. Now we've got to convince James.
Are you on about the Proton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the tricky part. I am okay dropping to 3 Proton because a lot more decks are starting to go first.
That's fair.
That's true. It's true. Especially, you got to remember as well, is if this deck does start to get popular, even in the mirror, we're only going first 50% of the time.
Yep.
The more popular this deck gets, the less valuable Proton is.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think with Arvin being gone, I think more decks are okay going first. I've been seeing a lot more decks that have been liking going first, which feels kind of bad for me. Spending all this space on Proton and not being able to use it like that.
And like I said, I would say 9 out of 10 games I'm still hitting it with the 3. Because, you know, you still get the Transceiver option as well. That's the thing I love about this deck so much, man. Transceiver alone is so good. It's literally you draw into all of your supporters in one card, and you get to choose.
It is the best card in the deck, Transceiver.
For sure.
I love it so much.
Archer, did we agree on 2?
I like 2.
I can be convinced for 2, yeah. I think without the power, if Palpad was still in the game, I'd be a hard one. But
Agreed.
Without the Palpad, I can agree for a 2.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, I got to buy another full art Archer.
I personally still like 4 Ariana.
I am more of a 4 Ariana kind of guy.
Okay. I mean, I'm on 3 for everything, but that was so that I could cram in all my extra tools. We lose a lot of stuff post-rotation, so I think we can bump the Ariana quite a bit more. It helps with finding the Ariana late game if you do get hand disrupted, but we got to remember that we're not going to be facing nearly as much hand disruption post-rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do also have the 2 Lily's Determination for draw as well.
That would be my argument for keeping it at 3 Ariana if we're going to have the 2 Lilies.
But I conceded 1 Proton, so I'm going to have the Ariana.
Okay, fair. No, you know what? You got me there. Fair enough.
I like it. Petrol, though. Petrol, I like it more in max belt build.
I agree.
Really?
However, Petrol for Secret Box can be big because, you know, you can transceiver Petrol Secret Box. But then you're getting rid of a transceiver and a supporter to just find an item and a supporter. Like, I don't know. It feels bad. I would rather transceiver for Ariana and see 8 cards.
Whoa, hold on. You got that wrong. We're getting an item, we're getting a supporter, we're getting a tool, we're getting a factory. We're then drawing 2 from the factory because we played the Petrol.
Yeah, but I could draw... But I could draw up to 10 if I go for Ariana and find the factory.
You might not get the other stuff that you need.
I know. I will say I'm a little bit of a gambler. I love a gamble mechanic, and I'm fine. I have good enough luck with draw that I don't see the value in the Petrol as much, but I can understand where someone might.
So what number are you currently at?
I have 1.
For Petrol?
Yeah.
I got none in my list.
You've got none. Chef's on 1. I'm on 1, but I have considered going to 2.
I think I could be swayed to the average of 1 based on that. If you're on 2, Chef's on 1, I'm on 0. I could agree to the 1.
Okay. Yeah, and I do think that Petrol is probably the most cuttable out of our supporters. Only because, like, more often than not, it's to find my secret box, and if I've already played my secret box, it's Ultra Ball fodder.
I like it as well for, when we're under heavy item lock and dead drawing, we can go get a factory, draw 2, and that can probably get us out of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's fair. I do see the value in finding the stadium, at least.
I can see that.
That, I believe, is all of our Rocket supporters.
Yep.
Would you believe me if I told you that I used to be a hard believer of 4 Team Rocket's Great Ball?
Oof.
I love that. I'll tell you, the hardest switch was when I took them out, and then I was like, mate, where are all of my Spidops? Like, I can't get them out.
No, I'm not.
But I love a coin flip. I love a coin flip.
I hate it.
No. I'm not. By the way, I'm not advocating for putting it in the deck. Just when the deck first came around, I was a big fan.
There's only one coin flip card that I've ever liked, and it's been Team Rocket's Hypno, and it's because it works on tails.
No, do you know my favorite coin flip card is my all-time favorite Pokemon as well, Radiant Jirachi.
Oh man,
I had it in a. Sorry,
I was gonna say I gotten beat by that before. I don't know how.
I love it. I used to run Terrapagos with the Buffalo Terrapagos Buffalo with Pidgeot and Noctowl. And I stuck in the Radiant Jirachi just because it's my favorite Pokemon, and I didn't run a Radiant. It was incredible. Double Turbo Energy onto Jirachi, flip 2 coins. If they're both heads, you get a knockout. If they're not, they return KO, and you get 3 quick searches.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It certainly sounds better than Team Rocket's Great Ball, I'll give you that.
and you get the 3 quick searches as well going into your turn because they've attacked you, so they can't hand disrupt the quick search away.
Yeah, that is useful.
Yeah, it was Radiant Jirachi, man. Give me it back. Bring that card back, please. I need it.
Alright, so next on the list is Ultra Balls. We're definitely still running Ultra Balls.
I'm on 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Pokepad, but I can be convinced for more Ultra Ball.
I'm on 3 right now, but I have seen some post rotation playing 4, and I don't hate that.
I think 3 right now, I think I'm going to 4 as well because we lose the Earthen Vessel discard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my reason for going to 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Pokepad was because I'm still running the Earthen Vessels. Without the Earthen Vessels, I can definitely see the value in 4 too.
On 4 of these. What's next in the list that we're adding in?
Pokepad.
I'd put in the Pokepad with that, yeah, just because it's Pokemon Search, isn't it? I always like to keep them grouped.
How many Pokepads?
2, I would say.
I would think 1.
I'm on 1 at the moment, just for when I secret box to get 1.
Oh, I don't know. Well, no, actually, do you know what? We're getting 4 Ultra Ball. Yeah, no, I'm on board. I was thinking because I have 2 Ultra Ball, I'm like I need 2 Pokepads to find my Spidops. But if we're getting 4 Ultra Ball, I've still got Search. So
I also don't hate bug catching set.
Bug catching. How many? That's the question.
Maybe just
one is not enough.
No, one is not enough.
I agree. I think we needed. When I saw that Japanese list, the first thing I thought was 1 less Lily, 1 more bug catching set. So yeah, I would say 2.
I will say as well, the good thing with bug catching set is it can also find out Spidops.
Yep.
Yes, and even Tarantula. If you Proton, you could even gamble and take 1 less Tarantula, grab your Articuno in, like, for instance, Dragapult or something, and then you can bug catching set to find another Tarantula. Pretty likely because you got 4 of those little, you got them in there. Yeah, I think the bug catching set gives you a bit. Yeah, you're going to see Grass Energy, Spidops, or Tarantula pretty much every time you use it.
So we're going 2 or.
For now, I think 2 is fine.
Yeah, I think again, I could be same thing with Mimikyu. I could be convinced to drop 1 if we need the space.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think we might want to do now that we're getting into items? Is maybe we should put our energy in so that we then know how many items we have to play with.
That's true.
Happy with that as well. obviously 4 rockets energy.
4,
Because that's
Yep.
mandatory.
Non-negotiable, yeah.
Yeah. This, I suppose it's going to be a grass and psychic split. The split's going to be the most.
I think 4-2, personally. 4 grass, 2 psychic. I think that's been basically how I've always run the deck.
It's not bad.
I'm on.
Remember, if we're
5.
running the Lily's Clefairy, we definitely want the psychic energies.
I'm on 5-2. I am.
I'm doing 5-1.
See, I don't know that I could go to 1 psychic, especially with the Lily's Clefairy. Also, the 2 psychic allow you to charge up a Mewtwo without the Team Rocket's energy, with like double E switch off of Tarantulas for a psychic and a grass, and then attach psychic for turn, or any combination of that.
Yeah, so I like the 5 grass energy from Chef Husky and the 2 psychic from Patrick.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I personally, I think the 5 grass might be a little high, but I'm down to try that.
Yeah, like Mannix has just said, only 4 grass without vessel. Like, and
Yeah, without Vessel, yeah. I do have to get my head in a mindset of not having Vessel, to be fair. That's the hardest shift for me.
Yeah.
It's our biggest loss by far, I think.
Yeah,
5 also raises the value of bug catching set too.
yeah,
for
I
sure.
agree. I've been convinced. Thank you, commenter. I missed your name, sorry. You showed me the error of my ways.
So we've got Pokemon search, we've got energy search. I mean, are we ready to decide on the A spec?
Let's throw in the 4 transceivers over here.
Oh,
Yeah, 4 transceivers. Personally, I think 2 E-switch is mandatory.
I agree. I like 2.
Yeah, and
Especially if we're not doing petrol.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Doing the energy this way is throwing it a bit out of whack.
I'll try to fix it now. So that leaves us space for 5 cards.
3 of them should be stadiums of some sort. I think
We also need a Brave Bangle. At least. I think we need a Brave Bangle whether we go Max Belt or Secret Box, right?
I think so.
Oh, 5 cards. I would put in an argument, if we're at 5, I would put in an argument for Secret Box, Brave Bangle, and then either 2 factory, 1 Watchtower, or 3 factory. That would be the 5 cards, in my opinion.
I think so. Yeah, I think I still like Secret Box.
Yeah, I think Secret Box, Max Belt only hitting EXs. Also, it can be hit by Tool Scrapper. Also, you get 1 hit out of it and it goes away. I don't know. Secret Box just, when you top deck a Secret Box in the right moment, nothing feels like it, man. It's so good.
Yeah, especially that turn 1 Secret Box.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when that turn 1 Secret Box has 3 grass energy in it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mannix says he personally plays 3 Pokegear.
I think that's too much.
I could see the value in the 1 that James plays. I think 3 is too much with the transceivers.
Yeah, I think transceivers does a lot of the work for you. Unless you have like a bunch of like other supporters you're playing, like Black Belt's training or Hilda, then maybe the Pokegear is fine. But if you're not doing that, then I don't think you need it.
Yeah, I think we might have found the only person that's hitting Proton more than I am.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's definitely turn 1 Proton.
I think isn't the argument that you're. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, if he's hitting turn 1 Proton, that's the hardest battle, turn 1.
That's fair. That's fair. I think isn't the argument though that you don't hit Proton and that's why you need the Pokegear.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, I hit it a lot. It's just that one time I don't hit it, I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember the 30 times I do hit it, just the one time I don't.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. He's actually hitting it 49 out of 50 games, but he's just really butthurt about that 150th game.
Because I shouldn't be missing it. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I I think that's my list. I think I agree with that list. I think that's my idea of the perfect post rotation list, based on the knowledge we have, without actually seeing what our Western meta is going to be, without seeing what things we might need to tech in and out. I think for me, I would maybe drop either the Articuno or the Mimikyu, depending if I need to put in the Kangaskhan and what I need to put it in for, and what the meta is shaping up to be.
Yeah.
Same with the Zapdos and same with the Sneasel. Depending on the meta shift, I think either an Articuno or a Mimikyu gets dropped in my eyes. I could also see an argument for the Clefairy getting dropped for that. But ultimately, I think with the tools and items, I'm a big fan of this list. I'd have to run it, obviously, but
I think the only thing that I might change would be a Mimikyu for an air balloon, and the Watchtower for a third factory is the only thing that I would do, just like for my personal preferences.
yeah, I do like the air balloon for being able to move Mewtwo without needing to discard a Team Rocket's energy.
Or use a Giovanni just to get it out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. On a turn when you need to like Ariana, but your Mewtwo needs to leave the active that turn, then yeah, the air balloon is nice.
I usually use it to put it on a Spidops so that I can use Spidops as my pivot, just in case we have like a double.
Or the Mimikyu goes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I like the idea of air balloon. I don't know that I would necessarily need to run it. I've never felt like I desperately need it, but I can see that value for sure.
Yeah, because like in those matchups where they got multiple Monkey Dories up, I don't want Mimikyu touching that board at all.
Yeah, no, that's 100% correct. I mean, when we had our chat before.
Oh, he's right. No recovery.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
The stretchers.
We're all in.
We're professionals. You didn't see that. We're going to fix that right now.
Definitely the Mimik유's got to go.
We got two of everything.
I don't know. I would. I'm leaning towards dropping a petrol.
How are you going to find your recovery that we're adding?
I don't know. I always seem to end up with my night stretchers sitting in my hand. I'm going to be honest.
Night stretcher is going to be at a 2 minimum, isn't it?
2 minimum, yeah.
Yeah.
And I would clear. If it were me, I would clear the Mimikyu and a Psychic.
I would. If I'm getting rid of an energy, I'm getting rid of a grass there.
I definitely agree with dropping one Mimikyu.
Oh, it hurts so bad. But I just spent 50 quid on 2 of the IRs. Yeah.
I would offer the suggestion then, because of the 2 lilies, that we do drop this down to 3.
I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with the lilies, you don't need the 4 Ariana.
Because these grass energies, are they're too important. Like
I think we're too at heads on losing either of them, right? So I think that shows the value of both those energies.
Yeah, we need. I'm a big fan of the 2 Psychic from Mewtwo, Mimikyu, even Wobbuffet.
And even the Clefairy, right? If you don't start that Clefairy, it is a solid attacker. You can hit for up to 220, right? It's nothing to sneeze at. It's not something you want in the active, but in those games when you don't have an option, it is nice to be able to at least get some value out of it being on the bench.
What about the 4th Ultra Ball? Because we have.
I think 3.
Yeah, we now have 6 ways of searching Pokemon with.
That's true with the bug catching set.
Yeah, granted, it's not super reliable, but I mean,
I think I would, based on dropping stuff right now, I would remove 1 Ariana and 1 Ultra Ball. And that would give us an extra card to play with somewhere.
I go down to 59. Manox in the chat says drop 1 Ariana, 1 set.
I like the set at 2 too much.
Yeah, if I'm dropping 1 set, I'm dropping both.
Yeah, well, it's nice that we're all on board with that one.
I think it would be, for me, it's Ariana Ultra Ball there. Because it's 3 Ultra Ball, 2 set, and a Pokepad feels pretty good for search.
Yeah, I'm okay with the Ultra Ball.
Uh,
The Ariana, I may have to be convinced.
I
Okay,
think that I'm okay with, because I think I personally would put the Mimikyu back in and drop an Ariana. But that would be, you know, a slight change between me and you in our preferences, right? And I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Titanium in the chat asks, how useful has Wobbuffet felt without Charm?
I don't
I mean,
know.
there's been plenty of times that I have healed Pokemon where I haven't had the Charm in play. Just because I've had Charm in deck doesn't mean that I've never used the Wobbuffet. There have been plenty of times where Wobbuffet can take a 2-prize knockout just because there's already a little bit of damage down just from the 180 damage that's on the Mewtwo. Can absolutely help. And also it's more about, not necessarily about Wobbuffet taking knockouts, but you can turn a 2-prize card trade or a 2-prize card, like giving up 2 prize cards, to just giving up 1 by using the Wobbuffet. By healing the Mewtwo, you give them the Wobbuffet, but you've halved their price take,
Yeah, it just puts you so far ahead in the prize race just by trading that 1 and healing off your Mewtwo. It's so good. I couldn't cut it.
I don't think there's many things as well that are one-shotting Mewtwo in the meta that aren't dark types. And let's be honest, if we see the Grimmsnarl, we see the Absol, we're not putting Mewtwo down anyway.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, Wobbuffet has value just in being on the bench for Spite Ups to take advantage of as a non-ability attacker that's not taking Frost Blast damage. It's kind of just nice to have it there just sitting ready to go.
Yeah, 100%. Late game, once you've started to lose your, you've lost your Articunos, you've lost things, and you get a Proton in hand, it's like, okay, let me go grab the Wobbuffet, stick it on the bench, That's it. Wobbuffet might not have value in moving damage in that matchup, but that's still an extra. That Wobbuffet is a Brave Bangle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, effectively. Yeah, you're right.
And I can tell you all now that I once KO'd a Fan Rotom with Wobbuffet for game.
Well, please tell me you used his second attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, dude. I used that for the first time ever to win it, and it was to win, funnily enough, same thing, to win a game, and I think it was the first time I've ever declared Headbutt Bounce in my life, and that was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh. I think I've done it once.
I've only ever done it once, but it was the best once ever.
I'm pretty sure mine was to kill. It was to kill a Mega. I don't remember if it was like a Abomasnow or Kanga, but that felt really good. Headbutt Bounce for 3 prize cards. It's pretty fun.
My absolute good.
What was that? Sorry.
Bolt matchup post rotation.
Yeah, how is the Bolt matchup?
Go ahead.
I've only played against one post rotation Bolt, and I'm not sure if it was the person was just bricking or what. It felt like it was terrible for them.
Yeah, I mean, Spite Ops Brave Bangle, you just deal with I feel too many people fall into the trap of killing the Bolt. Stop them having energy, right? Kill their Teal Masks. If they start powering up their Teal Masks too much, then you can just Mimikyu, return KO. If they decide to swing with the Teal Mask. Scariest thing in the Bolt for me was when people started teching in the Wellspring.
Yeah.
That's still a little scary. But ultimately, it is what it is. But you just run the Mewtwo. You just run the Mewtwo in that matchup. You can kill anything that they put out with, discarding energy. It doesn't feel too bad. You just want to put down the Mewtwo when you have the attack ready. Don't give them a chance to kill the Mewtwo before you get an attack off with it, right? So make sure you got the E-Switch in hand. Make sure you got Team Rocket's energy in hand. Make sure you got Mewtwo in hand, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I think it's more of a race when you're playing Raging Bolt as to who it has to be like knockout. If anyone misses the knockout, they're going to lose.
For me, with the Raging Bolt, it is definitely, at the end of the day, you've got to remember that it's similar to the Goldengo matchup, right? In the way that it plays. The upside for us into Raging Bolt over Goldengo is that with Goldengo, it is whoever puts down their first EX, their first 2-prizer, is the one who's probably going to lose the game, right? Because the other person's probably knocking out that EX first, and then they're ahead in the prize race. With Raging Bolt, they are forced into their 2 prizes, right? Raging Bolt is a 2-prizer, Teal Mask is a 2-prizer. If they put down a Fez, is a 2-prizer. Whalespring is a 2-prizer. If they put down any of those, you can just start swinging with Spidops and take some early KOs and just give up 1 prize at a time in return. While you're getting ready to then play down that Mewtwo and take a big knockout on something like the Raging Bolt.
Yeah, we do have the luxury that we can run this as a 1-prize deck if we want to.
Yes.
And
I think I think the biggest selling point for Mewtwo for me is that it covers itself for its weakness, which is something that you don't ever see decks doing. Mewtwo is weak to dark and most dark Pokemon, some are weak to fighting, but most dark Pokemon are weak to grass. And Spidops does more than enough damage with 180 to kill pretty much anything in one hit that would one-shot your Mewtwo.
Yeah, I had somebody comment on my Dragapult video, but like saying like they're taking notes because they're going to use this in their Mega Sharpedo matchup into Mewtwo, and I'm like, you realize Mega Sharpedo is weak to grass, right?
Dude, it's the freest thing ever. So Mega Sharpedo wants to put 1 damage counter on itself, right? Yeah. Let's say that it puts the Hero's Cape on itself, which a lot of them like to do. That puts it to 430 HP. With that 1 damage, it goes to 420. That is exact maths for Brave Bangle Spidops to kill it, because it itself wants to have 10 damage on itself.
Yeah.
It literally kills itself in our matchup.
Yeah, as soon as you proton for 3 spiders, most of them will just scoop.
Yeah.
So no, it's not worth it.
I mean, not so much in person, but it's still free. Like you're fine if they play the match out. If you're losing to Sharpedo, then you need to look at yourself a bit more than if you're losing to Dragapult.
Yep.
Oh, back to the Raging Bolt matchup. Sorry as well. Team Rocket's Watchtower also very helpful against the Noctowls and Fandroton turn 1 if they're running that build.
Yeah. I like the Team Rocket's Watchtower into that as well. I like it especially into the Terrazard. I just never actually ended up running it in my list. The issue for me is that I find it too hard to cut 1 card and replace it with something else. What I need to do whenever I build a new variant of Mewtwo is I need to do what we've done today and build it from the ground up. Otherwise, I'm too much of an advocate for, oh no, I can't lose this card because it feels too good, you know?
Yeah, that was the main thinking behind today, because we all play the deck and we all play it differently. This is kind of like a meet in the middle ground to get like a foundation, and then we can all sort of take it from there.
Yeah, I think we'll see us all branch off slightly from this build. It'd be interesting maybe once post rotation hits has been around for a month or 2, maybe we could revisit this stream and talk about where our builds have gone.
The deck looks completely different.
yeah. But I think it could be cool to revisit it. Yeah. Hey, listen, maybe, or the Orbeetle comes back with the Fennel for
I'd actually
Husky.
love that, to be fair.
If Husky rocks up in 3 months and he's like, "Hey, I just won 4 back-to-back cups with Orbeetle Fennel," then I'll eat my hat. Fair enough.
Bangle is really useful for the price trade. It's a crazy idea playing 2 of them. It's not crazy at all.
Crazy at all.
Yeah, not crazy at all. It's just too thin.
Yeah, it's like what do you cut? You know, at this point, it's so tight already. I don't hate it though.
Yeah,
I think if I
stretchers, there's no way we're going to get another Bangle in.
Yeah, so I would say based on what we've talked about, if you were looking at cutting it yourself, Mannix, I would look at the cards that you think you're seeing the most value in, right? For myself, I would look at maybe cutting either the Ariana or a Grass Energy for a second Bangle, if that's what I wanted to go for. Whereas Husky, I know that you'd probably say the opposite. You'd probably be looking more towards cutting the Psychic Energy for the Bangle if you really felt like you needed a second Bangle in the list.
Yep.
Based on what we've said. And this is 2 different viewpoints from 2 people who love this deck. And I mean, I personally have just hit Ace Trainer for the first time. I'm at 246 championship points. I've won my first cup with Mewtwo.
Nice,
and thank you. But most importantly, all 246 of my points came from this deck. This is absolutely my favorite deck. It is my deck of choice. And yet I'm still happy to sit here and say, Chef Husky, I don't know, obviously, how much you play the deck in person and things like that, but I completely see the value in the choices you're making. I just love the way I play, right? And that's the thing that's great about this deck is I would say, look at this deck. There are things that each of us would say we wouldn't mind cutting. Think about what works for you and what feels good for you. If you think Ariana's too much, especially with the lilies, cut an Ariana and put a Bangle in if you really want it in the deck. I think this is a good basis to be able to tweak to your personal preference. I don't think this deck is going to be the ultimate Mewtwo deck. But I do think that it is a strong structural foundation to build the best Mewtwo deck we can.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should ever just copy a 60 and just run that. I think you should, like take stock of what your locals meta looks like. This is a box deck, which lends itself really well to that kind of thing. So if you're seeing a lot of Grimmsnarl, you're seeing a lot of Monkey Frostlass, throw in a Kangaskhan. If you're seeing a lot of Pulp, throw into a Mimikyu. It's really just a matter of what you're seeing around you.
I mean, personally, if I'm looking at this list, the changes that I would make day one is I would drop the 1 extra Grass, the 1 extra Ariana. I'd put back in the second Mimikyu because I'm a fiend for that guy, and the extra Brave Bangle. I will be, though, just so that people know who are watching this, I will be running this exact 60 online pretty much solidly. I have a challenge tomorrow, but I don't have time to build it. But my next challenge, I will probably run this exact 60. I'm going to give it a real run and a real, I'm going to really test the motor to see if I feel like I need that Mimikyu back. If I do, I'll make the change. But I'm not going to just assume that because I've liked it in the past that it's going to be the best option now.
Yeah, my planning is also whatever we kind of settled and agreed with today. I've got a challenge, I think, at the end of the month or towards the end of the month. I'm just going to run it there, see how well it goes.
Yeah, the only thing I'm missing from this is the Pokeped, and I could run this if I wanted to.
Yeah, I think I've got the bug catching sets. I got the pretty playstamp hollows that when I was thinking that Venusaur was going to be the greatest deck of all time, and I snapped them all up. So I think I got those. Petrol, yeah, I've got my full art Petrol. Oh, the second full art Archer is going to be a pain, man. Everyone wants that now, but fine, I'll find it. But mostly I've got everything here. To be fair, shouldn't be too much of an issue for me to get this built. But basically, it is 11 p.m. for us right now, and I need to be up in like 8 hours to go, and I don't really feel like sitting up and changing my deck for tomorrow. So, but I will be running this new deck for sure.
Nice.
And it might absolutely flop and just not work well at all. It's just the first draft that we've spent, about half an hour like kind of throwing it together just off what we know and what we think is going to happen.
Yeah. Who spends more time on this deck than we do as a collective of the three of us?
Yeah, probably not many, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair point. But yeah, ultimately, for anybody watching who wants to try this out and are thinking, hey, I think this one card would work better in the deck, do it. See if that works for you. Give the deck a go, I would say, as standard first, because there's nothing that's going to make you see what changes need to be done more than playing it, especially into your local meta where you're going to see the weaknesses. But yeah, I think the biggest thing, like you said, Chef Husky, I don't think anybody should copy a 60 and run with it, right? I think you need to take a look at this and remember that, hey, just because we are sat here and, as Chef Husky said, we probably play it more than anyone else, doesn't mean that we are definitely right. So definitely kind of take stock of the deck, make decisions for yourself based on what you think could be cut and what could be gained from having other cards. And if you do, let us know. Maybe there's some tech that we haven't seen.
Yeah, absolutely. If anyone anywhere plays Team Rocket, they have a good result or a bad result, I'm pretty sure everyone here will be happy to hear from you.
Yeah.
Offer your help if we can, or find out the secret source that you've come up with that will help us. We'd be more than happy with that.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't believe we didn't have night stretchers in the first draft.
Dude,
Yeah.
we look like such idiots online, man. That's immortalized.
It's no recovery. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, do you know? Actually, I think it goes, doesn't it? I was gonna say I could see an argument for a super rod, but I think it rotates, doesn't it? I've never really used it.
Yeah,
so.
super
Scarlet by the base, right? So yeah. All right. Yeah, I think Night Stretch is the way then. In before we all start running Lana's Aid next week. Wait,
Yeah.
I don't hate Lana's Aid. Someone get me off of this before I cook too close to the sun. But
We don't need
Yeah,
it. If that's our only non-rocket supporter, it probably shouldn't be Lana.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. Well, no, we got Lilies. It would be our second non-rocket support.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's. I'm just hyper fixated on the fact that so many times do I wish I had a third night stretcher.
I do play 3 in mine,
Yeah,
and it feels good. It feels very, very easy to chain them.
yeah, I think that might be another thing that I might consider switching instead of for the Brave Bangle or the Mimikyu. Maybe with the 2 that I said I'd change, which is the Grass Energy Ariana, I might try and squeeze another stretcher in, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to play this 60, see how it feels, make tweaks.
Yeah, I think one of the only changes I'm gonna potentially make, and not straight away, is Sneasel.
Yep.
I can see that.
With the Mega format, I don't think that's a terrible idea. Because you can run a 1-price board state into Megas and smack with Spidops, promote Mimikyu, play the Sneasel, attach Team Rocket's energy, Giovanni it to bench, put the Sneasel in the active, and finish off the Mega. And that feels pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a huge Sneasel fan. The deck breakdown of Limitless isn't too bad for this either. Lily's Clefairy, we're going to start 4.66% of the time. Like, be made to four starter.
Yeah. I think that seems high to me. I very rarely am forced to start either Fez or Clefairy. It definitely doesn't feel like it's essentially 10% of the time, right? With my deck. It doesn't feel like 10%. It feels way less than that, but that could just be good draw luck, you know?
Yeah, I wish I had that. Well, I used to play Lily's Clefairy when I first started the deck. And it was just every game that wasn't Dragapult when I started it, I hated it so much.
Yeah. I think people are too scared to attack with it, is the thing. They get the Clefairy in the active, and the first thing they're thinking is how to get it out, when it really can pack a punch. Especially because you got to remember, just like Spidops, Lily's Clefairy gets powered up by your Pokemon hitting the bench. So Proton actually powers up your Clefairy.
Yeah, my theory behind just starting it was I don't want to start it, but it's going to get me as many prize cards as it can before it goes down.
Correct. Yeah. If you are forced to start it in a bad matchup with no penny in the deck, you're going to have to just make the most of it. It's way better than putting it on the bench and waiting for them to gust and kill it, for you to at least to try and force them to kill it and take as many prize cards in that time as possible.
But I will say this for anyone watching as well: a really smart player will not kill that Clefairy.
Yeah,
they will gust around it because it's more of a hindrance to us than it is to them. Except for Dragapult. Dragapult's going to take it, no problem.
Yeah, it's funny because you see it with people who know the deck well, right? And that's not a lot of people right now. But when I travel, I call it traveling abroad. But when I go to places that aren't my locals to do cups, you know, I travel out of my town and everything. When I travel around to these cups, people just kill the Lily's Clefairy. They don't care. At my locals, where I've played this deck every single week for 8 months, people will not kill that Clefairy because they know that it hurts my Ariana too much and it hurts my Spidops damage too much. So the Lilies might become less and less valuable as the deck becomes more popular. We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, a good. It's going to sound really bad the way I say it, and I don't mean it to. Playing against like a average player and a good player, they're going to play against you very differently. Like, well, each person's going to play differently against you. So it's just figuring out when you go to like regionals, cups, and that kind of thing. More people know what you're trying to do and what you want and what you don't want. that Lyrical Fairy might be too much of a liability.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll have to see. Like I said, I think you made a good point with it being, good player versus bad player will play differently against you. It's also inexperienced player versus experienced player, right? And I don't mean in how many games they've played personally, but more about how experienced they are with our deck.
Yes, that's a better way of phrasing. That's how I should have phrased it, to be fair.
Yeah, no, but I think good player versus bad player is also a great point. But I think that's something you're going to see more at locals. More so than, if you go to a regional or you go to a cup, even a cup, the likelihood of you hitting bad players is quite low. You're going to see, you might see them at the beginning of the day, but if you're performing well and you're one of the better players in the room, you're not going to see them for very long, right? You're going to climb the tables and you're going to be against the better players in the room. Therefore, you need to be prepared for the fact that they might understand how lilies work. So don't really count on it as a catch-all.
Yeah, definitely. All right. I have to say this, as it was briefly mentioned earlier, it is 20 past 11 at night for our time.
Mm-hmm.
Dang,
what time are you on, Chef Huskey?
6:20.
Oh man, I wish it was 6:20 here. So yeah, with that in mind, I would happily keep this going all night actually, because I've really enjoyed this. It's been great to get everyone in and chat's perspectives.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I really loved having chat's messages pop up because I've not been able to watch the stream because I'm on mobile. So I've really enjoyed being able to interact with the chat as well, and thank you so much. I've forgotten who it was that pointed out, but thank you for pointing out about the no recovery, because my next challenge was about to go poorly.
Yeah, that wait no recovery is going to be in my mind all night tonight.
Yeah, dude, we're never living it down. We're terrible Pokemon players. Never listen to us. Build your own Mewtwo. You're better than us.
Fair enough.
Right. If you're still here, thank you very much. We've absolutely loved having you here. I don't know if anyone is aware, Chef Husky has a Metafy.
Yes, my Rocket Bureau of Intelligence just started a couple of days ago. I'm not sure how many members I've got so far. I haven't checked it in the last couple of days.
88 you're on at the minute. When I open this page, it might have gone up since then.
Solid. Yeah. I've got some free guides on there, and I've got a Discord server where I am trying to collect some data, trying to get a bunch of things together there, trying to figure out what we're losing to and why, hopefully get those win rates up, especially that Alakazam one, which is at 60-something%, I believe, which that should be 90 or better.
Yeah, the only time we lose into Alakazam should be when we've prized our Articuno.
Yeah.
And it's the last prize.
Yeah, well, we got 2 of them now. So, yeah, that's the thing I always say is it's only if it's prized, and even then, it's only when it's the last prize, because as long as we hit it at some point in the game's over.
Yep.
Unless they're doing that weird build I saw at Birmingham. Luckily, I didn't play against it, but they were running Alakazam and Tinkaton EX, and I like the synergy. I don't like the direct damage that stops Articuno from just winning.
Somebody mentioned they saw them running Mega Lopunny, and that kind of made that matchup a little bit harder.
Yeah, but even then, like, it's just, to me, it's the same thing. To be fair, it's the same thing with the Tinkaton, and it's the same thing with the 151 Alakazam. Is like, it works once, but then I just gust kill the Alakazam, or I just swing twice with Spidops into the Lopunny, and then it's like, what do they do then? You know? Yeah.
Running a 3-prizer in Alakazam seems ridiculous.
Yeah, it really defeats the purpose of the deck.
Yeah, that's mad, that is.
I guess they're never... One of the good things about it being a stage 1 3-prizer is that even if they're forced to start Baneri, then they're never locked into a 3-prizer on bench if they don't need to.
That's true.
Yeah. Also with Chef Husky, the best YouTube channel in the world by far.
Thank you.
Don't let Pat hear you say that.
Oh, I think that would possibly agree. The Team Rocket videos that Chef Husky puts out are absolutely incredible, and
Thank you.
I've watched them, I've rewatched them. Absolutely love them. The wealth of knowledge that, like at the moment, because no one's playing Team Rocket. It's hard for us, or I think it's hard for us to
Find
keep
advice.
up with things, get advice, bounce ideas off each other, which has been like the best thing about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying this at my locals literally, I think not this Tuesday just gone, but the Tuesday before.
I think he dropped then, unless he wasn't saying anything at his locals.
No, I think I lost him too.
Oh, well, while we're waiting for him to come back, definitely check out Chef Husky's videos because they are phenomenal. And I imagine they take up a crazy amount of time and work because I wouldn't even know where to start with some of the stuff that you do on them.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, they do take some time, but you know, it's a deck that I love, and it's a lot easier for me to make content on things that I really enjoy versus a lot of the other rogue decks that I'm just like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. But this is one that I've really been passionate about and really have had a lot of drive.
Oh, good. I broke.
You made it back, Pat.
I did. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was saying thank you very much for letting me join today, by the way. But I was saying this to in my locals the other day that all of my friends that are playing Goldengo, or all my friends that are playing Dragapult, it's like they can all bounce ideas off of each other, and I'm sat here trying to figure out where to put this Team Rocket's Kangaskhan in the deck. And I've got no one to talk to about it, and it's the worst. So I really hope, one, thank you for letting me join in this today. I'm really glad that now we've got this kind of community. We're going to have the comment section on this video to talk to people. And also with you guys, I hope that obviously we can continue to bounce ideas off of each other, because it's definitely good to have some Rocket players at hand to, discuss this stuff with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm always happy for anyone to message me any questions. I'll help out wherever I can because I want all of Team Rocket to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you both a free copy of the paid version of my Metafy, so y'all can get into that server. We can start tracking some data. I think it'd be really useful.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and Chef Husky just beautiful. CoolTrainer Pat had to drop out earlier, but he also has an awesome YouTube channel. We'll say second best because we said Chef's was the best.
CoolTrainer Pat's actually my favorite TCG YouTuber, and like I started making content mostly because of him. So it's like having him on here is pretty awesome too.
That is, what an awesome night tonight's been.
Yeah, mate, it's been incredible. Chef Husky and CoolTrainer Pat are both people that I've come across as a Rockets player, and also just as someone who enjoys TCG content. In CoolTrainer Pat's case, that I've come across in the past, and it's kind of surreal to be able to hang out with you guys. So again, especially as someone who doesn't, create content, I just play the TCG. I genuinely feel very honored to be included in this group. So I appreciate the invite, and I appreciate the time that I've got to hang out and chat Team Rockets with you guys.
For sure. It's great meeting you too.
I can tell you now that I feel more honoured that you've all agreed to come on and do the discussion, and they're absolutely great to have everyone.
Yeah, man, thanks for hosting it.
Who said Team Rocket were mean, Look at us being all wholesome and stuff.
Yeah. Until we flip the table when we lose.
we go punch a
Yeah. Yeah, hang on. We need to go steal some Pokemon real fast.
Yeah.
Keep up the facade.
I think the lack of two Night Stretcher shows that we're not doing Team Rocket right, so that might be the issue.
Yeah.
I think the lack of two Night Stretches shows us that we're more Jesse and James than an Ariana and Petrol.
For sure, yeah. CoolTrainer Pat did say as well that he hasn't uploaded for a while, but he's hoping to start uploading videos again soon.
Yeah, I saw some comments on his latest video saying, "Come back, you are my favorite. I miss you." So it'd be good to see him making some content again.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think just having him on here was a nice reintroduction.
Yeah,
He's
for
got
sure.
a vast library of videos, so watch them while you're waiting for his new stuff to start coming out.
Yeah, I think like 500 plus videos, right? So you got a nice backlog to catch up on if you haven't started yet.
Yeah, man's a legend. I have a YouTube which is watching on. Obviously, I don't have anything on it really yet, but that does plan to change soon when I can find the time, energy, and motivation. But when it does happen, it's going to be awesome. That's all I can tell you. The amazing Patrick Bohane does not have a YouTube, but he does have Twitter and Instagram, which are in the description of this video. All the links, sorry, are in the description of this video. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow along because I've been considering starting to record some games at locals and maybe do some voiceovers. Yeah, keep an eye out. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do that yet, but that's something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I think it could be cool for me to show off the ridiculous meta that I have at my locals, and also kind of give some thoughts on some matchups that you might not see as often that might help out, in those cases that you do see some rogue games.
Yeah, that'd be really useful because when you come against a match that you haven't played before, that's harder than the poor matchup that you've played loads, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, our locals right now is full of at the moment we've got one person who's playing Future Box, Iron Crown, and Iron Hands.
Sick.
Obviously that doesn't stick around, but yeah, and that's scary I'll tell you, that's scary for Mewtwo. They can one-shot Mewtwo with Amp very much. Which is not fun.
Horrifying.
Yeah, it's not fun.
You can't even Spy Dops them back, can you? Because they're all 220.
Yeah. They can amp you very much your Spy Dops. Yeah, it's 120 or whatever, but they put down one Iron Crown. It's 150.
No, that's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a super fun game. Then we've got like Slowking bopping about, which is starting to get a bit more popular. Another tough matchup. We've got the Terrestrialized Greninja from Twilight Masquerade quite a bit around at the moment.
Shinobi Blade copy.
Oh yeah, dude, Mimikyu into Shinobi Blade is so good. It's so much fun. That's an easier one, but again, one that's had a little bit more love recently. There were quite a lot of I think 40 terrestrialized Greninja made it into day 2 at Birmingham Regionals, which is insane. Yeah.
I played Terra Greninja in my day 2 at Birmingham and flipped over Mewtwo and he just went, oh no.
Yeah, dude, I wish. I don't know if we're still live. If we are, am I okay to cuss? I've been really trying not to, but because I want to tell. I'll bleep it. I'll bleep it. The day 2, my first day, I sat down next to, I can't remember his name, but he's a guy who I've seen on stream at multiple regionals. So he's a good player, right? And I'm sat right next to him. And he starts talking to me and he's like, oh, congratulations on making day 2. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'll be honest, this is my first regionals, so my first majors. I'm playing the most ridiculous deck. And he's like being like, no, calm down. Look, you've made it to day 2. Clearly your deck was the right choice and clearly you're playing well. So believe in yourself. You're going to be fine. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Game starts. I flip over Mewtwo. He looks over and loudly is like, what the is that? Which was like the best feeling ever. He was just so supportive of my deck just to be like, absolutely not. I'm gonna miss those days when Mewtwo gets big. I'm gonna miss the days of everyone being like, I'm sorry, what does Archer do?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss that. That's not my favorite thing. Just them saying, what's that? And me just saying, just pick them up and have a look as I put them down if you want, mate.
What does Articuno do? Please pick it up and read it, so that just in case you accidentally misread it, and then I get an advantage. That'd be great. The amount of times that I've seen people sit there with Dust Noir on the board and not pop it because they're like, well, it won't do any damage to Articuno. Okay, sure.
I've always been really honest and told people what they can and can't.
Yeah. Oh, if I notice that's why, like after the game, like there was one time recently where someone didn't do it, and then after the game I was like, why didn't you just blow up my Articuno with the Dust Noir? And he goes, oh, it wouldn't do any damage. I was like, no, it only stops effects of attacks. He was like, oh. But I didn't know in the game. I thought he was saving it to get like a one shot on the Mewtwo with the Dragapult Phantom Dive. But then that never happened. So after the game, I asked about it. But yeah, I'm never actually trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. It's just funny when it does work in our favor that people don't know the deck.
I mean, I should try and pull the wool over their eyes more, like lean into the real Team Rocket theme. I'm just too much.
Yeah. I love all of the Team Rockets decks, like all the ones that we didn't feature today, for instance. I love the theme behind them, right? Firstly, Team Rocket's known for cheating. So what do? We have 50 ace specs in our deck.
Yeah.
Then also Team Rocket's known for what? Stealing other people's Pokemon. All right, so we've got Team Rocket's Persian to make their own Pokemon attack them.
Yep.
And then we've got Hypno, who flips a coin for each Pokemon on the opponent's bench and does that amount of damage, 20 damage for each Tails to the active. That's literally hypnotizing the other Pokemon to attack the owner. The theming behind these cards is absolutely unreal. I love it so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even if most of them aren't very good.
Arbok is fun. Crobat is one of the most fun cards I've played in a while.
Crobat Arbok deck is fun. I'm a big fan, but I just wish it was better. But it is cool. I like the synergy a lot.
If Crobat added the energy back to your hand instead of the discard, I would definitely play Crobat Arbok.
Yeah, it would be crazy if it did.
Yeah.
I think a Crobat could be good in Mewtwo if that happened. We wouldn't have had so much trouble with Guardy.
If it added it back to the hand. No, but they still didn't KO Guardy though, did it? It's only 120.
No, Crobat, isn't it 250? I thought the damage? Maybe I'm crazy.
120 on Crobat.
Oh, yeah, but you've also got to consider the damage that you're spreading while it's evolving. I mean, they have Monkey, but...
I was going to say, that's going to come back on our board a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I've always been thinking about cards that would have helped in certain situations. It always upsets me that Japan got Team Rocket's Kangaskhan with Destined Rivals, with Glory of Team Rocket. And we had to wait until now with Cornerstone everywhere.
Yeah, if we'd have got it at Destined Rivals, we'd have been much better off.
I think the deck would be where people are saying it's going to be. It would have been there sooner had we had the Kanga, because I think the deck was really held back by all of the Cornerstone. Absolbox was an auto loss because of the Cornerstone. If they set up the Cornerstone's not that bad to deal with, unless they use Turbo Energize. We have to be quicker, right? That's the one thing. You have to be quicker without the Kangaskhan. With Turbo Energize and the fact that they will just penny the one that you do hit, and then they've got the monkeys to move the damage off if you do hit them pretty hard. Like, I don't know. It was just too hard to keep up with on the Absolbox. I wasn't a fan. But then everyone took Cornerstone out of Absolbox because Goldengo started running Lopunny and Morwell, and then Absolbox suddenly became manageable again.
Yeah, and they'll do someone will do something and add Cornerstone back in, and it'll go. It's that vicious cycle, and it.
Well, now we have the tech, though. If it does, every time that cycle happens, can go back into the deck.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I love about the Rocket, is that it is a bit of a toolbox. Remember to have, I know that Pokemon doesn't have sideboards, but remember to have a sideboard of the useful cards that didn't make it to the deck, so that depending on what the cup looks like, or the challenge, or the regional, you can tech in what you need.
Yeah, definitely have like a 70 card deck built up that you can interchange into a 60.
Mm-hmm.
Not between games, obviously. Between
yeah. At the beginning of the tournament, yeah.
That's Team Rocket. Just put them in when you want.
Yeah, dude, give us a supporter card that's Team Rocket's sideboard. Choose 3 cards you have to the side of your deck.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. I'm interested if Pokemon will ever add a sideboard. I don't necessarily think they will, because I feel like they might have done it by now if they were going to. But also, I don't know, it could be spicy if we suddenly get to switch out. I mean, could you imagine if Gardevoir was able to choose between the Gardevoir Jellicent or the pure Guardy build on the fly? Yikes.
I would absolutely hate it.
Yeah, yikes.
That's horrible. But yeah, we've been going for over 2.5 hours now. I'm
Jesus.
awake. So Chef's just
I'll be honest. I thought we had finished the. I thought we had finished the stream already. My bad.
No, don't worry. I'm gonna finish it now. I'm just gonna say one final. Check out my Metafy. Check out Chef's Metafy. Chef's YouTube. CoolTrainer Pat's YouTube. Everybody's socials. Let us know how you're getting on. Let us know what you're liking, what you're not liking. Any final words from anyone?
Not for me.
No, just enjoy the deck. Play it how it works for you. Don't get too locked into a 60.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll do this again soon. Let you know how we're getting on. I was going to say bye, and I will see you next time.
All right. Appreciate you having me on.
Goodbye.
I'll see you.
Yeah, thank you so much.